Hello and welcome to the CIML Football Pregame Show. It is week 3 here in Central Iowa. We have 3 games on the docket tonight here for the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll get you to those games in just a little bit, but it's time for a pregame show. We got highlights of last week's matchup, rankings, games to watch, coach interviews, much more, all coming up here on the pregame show. We'll jump right into the highlights of last week's games. Our first of 2 games last week, Dowling Catholic taking on Valley, a classic rivalry game. First 5 minutes of the game, Rashad Davis breaks free for a touchdown, his 5th touchdown on the season on the ground game. Dowling gets up 7-0. This game was back and forth, low scoring. This is Ethan Stemler, the 3rd-string quarterback, had to come in after the first 2 quarterbacks dropped with injuries for Valley. Late in the game, trying to mount a charge, he throws an interception to Jacob Kruger of Dowling Catholic. Kruger takes it all the way back. Dowling gets set up in great field position, several turnovers by both teams, just an ugly game throughout. Rashad Davis, with 5.5 to go, punches in the game-sealing score. Dowling gets past Valley 14-0. 2-0 go the Maroons. Valley drops to 0-2. Southeast Polk versus Ankeny, another classic somewhat rivalry. Early in the game, Ankeny strikes first. How about Devin Akers? A wonderful grab in the back of the end zone for the first touchdown. Nice kind of corner end zone. But that was all that Ankeny would see as Southeast Polk started to pour it on. Sam Zelenovich gets wide open in the corner of the end zone. He scores to put Southeast Polk tied at 7-7. Later, Connor Moberly, one of the top quarterbacks in the state, finds his way to the end zone on a diving carry, gives the Rams the lead 14-7, and it would all go downhill from there. Meanwhile, second quarter, Moberly back to throw, checks down short, and Zelenovich somehow, someway breaks free and scores on a wild screenplay. 28-7, Southeast Polk on top over Ankeny. The Hawks just couldn't quite get anything going. Meanwhile, little seconds later, Southeast Polk again. This is Carson Robbins. Another beautiful throw, drops it right into the breadbasket. 35-7. It's Southeast Polk over top of Ankeny. The Rams showing little to no signs of slowing down. Ankeny, though, would respond a little bit later. This is Devin Akers, a nice one-handed grab to score the touchdown. Akers looks to be one of the top wide receivers in the class. Take another look at it. Beautiful one-handed grab, drops it in 42-14, but it just wasn't enough. 44-21, halfway through the fourth quarter. How about another great play? Robbins somehow, someway comes down with the touchdown. Southeast Polk cruises over Ankeny, 58-21. The Rams are 2-0. Next on the docket, we're going to take a look at the top 10 rankings, courtesy of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. No surprise at the top. Southeast Polk is your number 1 team in Class 5A. The Rams look head and shoulders above the rest of the class. Dowling Catholic comes in at number 2. Cedar Rapids Prairie at number 3. They get a fun matchup versus Southeast Polk this week. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Linmar is up to number 4. Bettendorf is off to a good start to the season. They're up to 5th. Cedar Falls in 6th, so a pretty good showing by Eastern Iowa. Waukee Northwest after the win against Waukee is 7th. Ankeny drops back to 8th. Johnston is 9th after their loss to Cedar Falls. And West Des Moines Valley, despite being 0-2, holds in that number 10 position, as expected when you've lost to 2 of the best teams in the state of Iowa. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more, including coach interviews. We'll be right back. You're watching the CIML Football Pregame Show.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus. bonus cash, plus 90 days, no payments. It's the summer sales event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. We got coach interviews coming up next. Paul Yeager had a chance to sit down with Coach Pizzetti to talk about his big game coming up for the Jaguars against the Cedar Falls Tigers.
Here at the pregame show, Paul Yeager with co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti of the Centennial Jaguars. Coach, last week against Ames. Breakout performance by, where do you start? So many guys had great games. Who stood out to you?
You know what? Our offensive backs played really well. Our receivers played well. Had some new guys catch the ball. Completed 15 out of 16 passes. Very efficient. Defense was consistent as well from start to finish.
When you have a game like that, what does it do for practice for a tough opponent the next week?
You know what? No game's easy. And then we played extremely well last week. Going into Cedar Falls, they're outstanding. They got kids all over the place. You know, we played them. This will be the fourth time we've played them, or fifth time we played them. So, great team, very well coached by Coach Remmert and those guys. And we know it's going to be a tough game.
You go 5 years at the school never playing them, and now you play them almost once or twice a year every year. So when you have an opponent like that you see and have studied so much, Coach Remmert calls it, there'll be wrinkles. He'll put wrinkles for you. You'll put wrinkles for him. Is that how you view it?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? They know generally what we're going to do, and we know what they're going to do. Is they believe in what they do, and they coach it up as well as they can. They're very, very well coached on offensively and defensively. So going into that game, special teams are going to be a huge part of it, and turnovers.
I look at your change in lineup from week 1 to now week 3, having not seen you last week. A couple of guys have started to really emerge, especially on defense. I look at Zach Howe in particular. How has he elevated and put himself into the conversation of he's always on?
You know what? Zach's one of those guys that he's a 400 runner in track. He's very athletic. He moves well. He plays bigger than what he is. He's fun to watch. He's this high loader, and he played great last week.
Who else has stood out for you on defense?
You know, with the linebacker core, the two safeties, Kluver and Christensen last week really played well downhill, and we look for that to be a big part of our success on Friday night.
You love Trenton's ability to roll out and he's so efficient when he throws the football. What do you attribute that to?
You know what? He believes in what we do, and just being consistent and take what they're giving us. You know, he doesn't really pressure himself into making that big throw in between guys. You know, if it's there, he takes it. If it's not, you know what? He'll do what he can do to take care of the ball.
Eli Porter out last week. That allowed Braden Jackson to get a lot more snaps. How did he emerge?
Oh, he did great. JJ did great. Offensive line, you always got to lean on them to make sure everything's going according to plan. But those two backs did really, really good.
Receiver-wise, Max was out. Looks like he might be back tonight. You've got a couple of other guys, Lawson Langford. You always seem to have just one more that kind of starts to pop in when it matters.
Yeah, you know what? We do have some depth, but you know what? In high school football, you get to a certain point where you don't have any depth. So right now, we do have some kids that are stepping up and doing some things. And as long as we can put guys on the field to make plays, we feel pretty good about it.
We're going to have to put that phrase on a shirt. I like that. Cedar Falls tonight, you have an offensive line with incredible athletes up front, a lot of returning players. What does a good offensive line make a headache for you?
Oh, they're big. You know, they're big. They're college recruits at the highest level. You know, defensively, same way. They're very well coached. We're going to have to fit things up the way that we feel we can. And we need to get off the field defensively.
That can keep them off the field, keep you on the field. But their defense, when you look at their two ends and their middle linebacker, it's that tough triangle. That makes you really have to. That puts your windows a lot smaller.
Oh, absolutely. They're outstanding. You know what? They're well coached. Like I said earlier, they're tough. They're physical. And for us to be successful tonight, we got to control the ball, be balanced offensively, running and passing, and keep those guys in check as much as we can.
Keep them on the field to get them tired.
That's right.
That works. That's co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti. We'll talk to him at halftime. Our pregame show on CISN continues after this.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Paul Yeager and head Cedar Falls coach Brad Remmer. Coach, 5 times. You go 5 years without playing Centennial. Now you've played them 5 times in 4 years almost. What's it like playing a team that you've seen so much?
Well, it's one of you all of a sudden become awfully familiar with them and what they're doing, and the Coach Pizzetti's have a great program down there, a lot of tradition, and I don't think they're going to venture too much from their norm, their core, just like us. There's certain things that we do both offensively and defensively that's led to a lot of success, just as they do. So it's one of those things where you're pretty familiar with them, with maybe just a few new faces and players and stuff, but should be another great battle. They got another excellent team here in 2023.
I stole one of your lines from our earlier conversation this week, and you said both teams, they will add a wrinkle. And I said that to Ryan Pizzetti, and he agreed with your sentiment. I mean, you are who you are, right? You can't really change too much who it is. What is it that Cedar Falls does well this season?
You know, you look at defensively, we're pretty good up front in our front seven. Those kids are pretty tough and kind of set the tone for us in the football game. And if you look at us offensively, we have to be able to rush the football. We did much better in week 2 against Johnson than we did in week 1 versus Prairie, and that I think that led to a lot of success that we had against Johnston. So that's what we do. We're going to play good defense, kicking game. We're trying to be solid in that and keep the field position, not make mistakes there, and go out and play good defense and hopefully take advantage of field position when we get it and put points on the board.
Your offensive line is, I think, most high schools would take. What is it about having returning guys that make your job a little bit easier on offense?
Yeah, it's one of those things. They have an experience up there. Just to those kids, they've been through a lot of battles. You take a kid like Jake Peters, that's a 3-year starter, Ty Koltoff, a 3-year starter, and Will Tompkins, who's our right tackle, that's in his 2nd year as a starter. They've been through a lot of battles. They got an opportunity to play in 2 playoff games last year and get that additional experience against real high quality teams. And it's got to start up front with those guys. And again, I can't reiterate the job that they did in week 2. And you throw our fullback in, Corn Footman. He did a great job last week. And that led to us being able to rush the football a little bit better.
You talk about wrinkles. You had kind of a weird play, a flea flicker type thing last week that kind of spurred. What do those plays do other than give another team headaches and trying to prepare?
Yeah. Well, you try to break some of your tendencies in what you do, and you know, we call them the exotics. You got to throw an exotic in there once in a while, and the kids get fired up about it in practice. But I think you got to run them in the game, otherwise the kids lose faith in them. So once in a while, you got to pull the trigger on those things and have one of them ready to go and try and get the momentum in the game. And we were just at a point where we needed a boost the other night, and I thought Our offensive passing game coordinator, Jake Mueller, did a good job of kind of scouting out what Johnston did, and they're just an aggressive defense. And we were able to hit them with that double pass, and that really flipped a little bit of that momentum in the game for us.
Well, it works at the professional level. You see, if you saw in the quarterback documentary, the Chiefs talking about the trick plays, exotic plays, they get excited, and kids are the same way when they see those types of things. Your defense, I can't think of a better triangle that you have with Bonecamp, Campbell, and then Gertis there in the middle of that linebacking core. Again, teams would love to have those guys. What do those three do for you as setting the tone for the younger players, the new starters?
Well, they just bring a physicality to practice each day. That's the one thing. You find out just everybody around them, including our offensive linemen, they got to be strapped up, ready to go, because those guys are going to come at them and work to get them better. And they just help those younger kids see at the level that you have to play at to be successful. Being in so many games that they've played for us, when you mentioned those kids, Bonecamp started all last year. Drew's been Campbell's been a 2-year starter for us, heading into his 3rd year this year, and then Drew Gertis played all the games last year. Those kids are battle tested, and they have to bring that intensity, and they get us fired up with their big hits.
What do you see as keys tonight against Centennial?
Well, we've struggled moving the football against them the past couple of years. We won 14-10 last year in that playoff game, but it was a benefit, I would say, from field position that we got from defense or through special teams and turnovers. And we got to be more consistent with that, moving the football. And defensively, we got to recognize their sets. They're trying to outflank you with different motions, and that they've got 2 really good players in the backfield with Smith and Porter, and then you throw in the big tight end. So they've got a lot of different weapons there that we're going to have to be ready to go and be real consistent in all phases.
You have quite the schedule. I mean, your first 3 games against Prairie Johnston and now Centennial, it doesn't get any easier for you tonight. How do you keep the guys just in that one-game approach mode?
You have to. I mean, you look at it and you turn the tape on, and Centennial gets your attention right now, scoring 40 points a game. So their attention should be nowhere but Ankeny Centennial. The other teams down the road are playing real well. I know the next few games, but hey, we can't worry about that. We got to stay in the moment here and the task at hand. It's going to be a tough road trip for us. The last couple times we've been down there for Centennial and Ankeny, we have not come away with a win where we had 2 or 3 years ago. So we got to be ourselves ready to play, stay focused, and get after a very good team that they have there at Centennial with the Jaguars.
All right, Coach Brad Remmert, Cedar Falls head coach. I appreciate your time. Thank you so very much.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Once again, we want to thank every coach that has time to sit down with us and chat each week as they prepare for their big games. We really appreciate it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with your games to watch and a little bit more, our final thoughts, as we keep going on tonight. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
For 75 years, Holt Service Trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's wrap up before we get you to our big Friday night football contest. Again, 3 matchups tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's take a look at those games along with a couple other games going on around the state. Southeast Polk takes on Cedar Rapids Prairie, the only game in Class 5A where both teams will be 2-0. Prairie lost to Southeast Polk in the playoffs last season. Southeast Polk, 2-time defending state champions. The Hawks will have a high amount of pressure going into this one. We'll see what they can do against the Rams. Dowling Catholic takes on Ankeny. The Maroons are 2-0 on the season. The Hawks trying to get past that loss to Southeast Polk. This has been a pretty good game the last couple of years. We'll keep an eye on that one. Centennial and Cedar Falls, another good game. Last year's game was a thriller. We'll see if Centennial can get back on track. Cedar Falls got a big win over Johnston. They're going to try to keep their momentum rolling. A couple other games to keep an eye on across the state. Johnston and Valley. Johnston coming off the loss to Cedar Falls. Valley 0-2 to start. Someone's going to get back on track tonight. That should be a good game. Waukee Northwest. Can they ride off the high of beating Waukee to take on a Roosevelt team that is 2-0 behind Patton, a very, very skilled quarterback? And then out east, another big game. Iowa City Liberty, 1-1, taking on Pleasant Valley, 1-1. Both have very good wins under their belt of Iowa City High and Cedar Rapids Kennedy. That game will be fun to watch as well tonight. That is going to wrap it up for the CISN Football Pregame Show. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope you enjoy tonight's matchups. I'm Blake Walker. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
A beautiful night for high school football. The weather is gorgeous. We have finally cooled off. We're only sweating just a tiny little bit. The sun has gone down. We're getting ready for a top 10 matchup. It's the Cedar Falls Tigers and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars tonight from Ankeny Stadium here on CISN. He's the good-looking one, and I'm the one still working on his height. Hello, everybody. Tim Halber and Paul Yeager along with you, Austin Oliver in just a little bit. Tonight, Tim, we have 2 teams, both 1-1. Both have played some pretty tough teams so far. Ames was the opponent that Centennial took care of last week, whereas Cedar Falls gets their first win against a very good Johnston team. What do you see overall in this contest?
Well, if you love lineman play, looking at offensive lineman, defensive lineman, this is a lineman's dream. We look at some premier players coming out tonight, playing both on the offensive and defensive lines in the linebacker position.
For the defensive, let's start with Cedar Falls, the road team on this one. They really kind of have a law firm approach on the defensive side of the ball. That's the firm of Campbell, Gertis, and Bonecamp. These guys have combined for 29 tackles. You recognize the Campbell name. He's headed to the University of Iowa. His brother, by the way, in the NFL. But Bonecamp and Gertis, please take nothing other than the fact these guys can play football. How do they do it?
They get after the quarterback. They got a 4-man rush. They run a typical 4-3 defense. They have a lot of tackles for loss, both Bonecamp. As they double-team Campbell, he gets a lot of the attention. Bonecamp comes in there. Gertis plays that middle linebacker position very well.
And they're in a triangle formation. We're talking about 2 defensive ends and the middle linebacker. So you can't really find, as Coach Ryan Pizzetti just said in the pregame show, it's hard to find your spots when there's no gaps.
Yeah, they control the gaps very well. So now it's going to be up to the linemen. How Centennial likes to cross and pull guards and tackles. Can they get around the outside, make a seal, create a lane for the running backs tonight?
Cedar Falls is a team that runs the football more. They'll be against tonight the Centennial defense. Let's start with how you doing. Zach Howe starts the season as more of a reserve role, but has played his way into some very regular action. What does Zach Howe bring when you see him on the field?
brings a lot of energy, and he uses his skills very well. He's very athletic out there, so he creates that edge. We always talk about that edge player, setting the edge and keeping everything in front of him. He does a very good job. His attitude and his play ethic speaks volumes that he's not a starting position.
Tall and lanky, hard to defend when you're an offensive lineman. Now, last week, Centennial had a couple of injuries. We're looking at Max Snyder, the wide receiver, was out after turns out he'd hurt his ankle scoring a touchdown against Ankeny the week before. He did not play. Neither did Eli Porter, which allowed the opportunity for Braden Jackson.
Centennial's blessed to have these good running backs because even though Porter was that workhorse, he's that unique running back that they had. Braden Jackson comes in, gets over 100 yards last week, and does a very good, 10 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. They also have J.J. Morgan in there, so I think they look at that balance. Now they're back at full strength again, so we'll see if that running game can attack this Cedar Falls defense.
One thing Ryan Pizzetti says over and over again, we like to be a balanced team. Trenton Smith is incredibly accurate when it comes to throwing the football. The question becomes tonight, Tim, do the Jaguars have a better chance trying to throw the ball or run the ball against the Cedar Falls defense?
He's a very good thrower. I think that's something he can get if he has his time in there. The big thing is, does he have time to throw the ball? Because that defensive line is going to put a lot of rush on him. They'll send 4 guys. They'll also blitz at him. So I think he could get – we may see that balance. They may throw early, try to get Shuddy in there. As a tight end, that he has a very good blocking tight end, but I think he might be that secret weapon.
Coach Remmert said we have to account for Shuddy at all times. That guy gets all over. You love the tight end play, and Chase is real fun to watch.
He is, because he brings the size. He's not scared to go in there and block. That's one of the big things tight ends do. But they also gives them a chance to release if they think that he's going to be blocking there. He's got the hands because he plays basketball. We saw that catch there in overtime. He had that one-handed catch at the end zone. So he doesn't have a lot of catches. I think only 4 for the season right now. But he's a big play guy in that interior line.
We have the late game tonight. We're kicking off at the bottom of the hour because we had a freshman game before, but the two teams are getting ready to head on to the field. When we come back, we'll get field conditions from the third member of our broadcast crew, Cedar Falls and Ankeny Centennial, next on CISN.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Jaguars are making their way behind the banner. The band and the drum line will play them on here as we're about 90 seconds away from kickoff, which means it's time to bring in the third member of our broadcast, Austin Oliver, tonight. 77 degrees. We're going to cool off to a mere 66. I hope you have long sleeves. Winds out of the northeast at 5 miles an hour. Good evening, Austin.
How's it going, guys? Down here on the field, like you guys have said in both pregame and just now, it's about perfect conditions for football. The flags are down at the north end or the south end of the field with nothing going on here. Temperature's great. The sun's down. It's about even of a playing field as we could ask for, so they should be ready to go.
You were on the end of where Cedar Falls was warming up. You had a chance to see some of these big guys that we were talking about in the open. No Drake Gelhaus. He is in street clothes, but you did get a lot of looks at Tate Hermanson, a quarterback, and William Remmert. What else did you see?
I don't remember guys like this when I was in high school, so I was down here looking more like a college team down here with just the size, so definitely some size on both sides of the ball tonight.
All right, Austin, thank you so very much. We'll hear from him as the game goes on. Tim, you see Centennial come onto the field. We're still waiting for Cedar Falls to emerge from the facility on the northeast side. By the way, speaking of facilities, we have work on the north end we haven't really talked about. We'll get into that as the night progresses, but work continues on a locker room facility on the north side of the stadium here. Eventually, we're going to turn all of our attention to the north as everybody comes south, but instead we go back what has been done for years here. Tim, what do you see as keys tonight for, let's start with the visiting Cedar Falls Tigers.
They have a big offensive line. They got, Jacob Peters, and he's the one that's the Nebraska commit. They've got another big tackle there, Will Tompkins. That's their bread and butter. I think they're going to try to establish the running game there, give their quarterback a break, but they're a very good running team. You may see some wildcat coming out of them. So how their offensive line, if they can control the line of scrimmage and control the game.
For Centennial, what do you see as keys?
I think that looking for a balanced attack, I don't think they have the great running backs in there, but I think I'm looking at probably a bigger game out of Trenton Smith as a quarterback. Everything goes through him. He's a good decision maker, senior quarterback, so I think the game goes through him. I would be surprised if he has a good passing game tonight.
Trenton Smith on the season passing, 23 of 31, 309, 5 touchdowns, yet to throw an interception. He's 74% completions. Rushing the ball, 5 of 9 for 1 touchdown. Second-year starter. This is a guy that I think coaches have always talked highly of. They like his poise. He's done nothing to change that narrative as the season's gone on.
He's a good-sized kid. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. He is a good decision maker. When he does run, he runs with authority. So he knows the offense very well. He is that coach on the field. As it goes through him, he can settle everybody down. So I look for a big game out of him to keep that offense going.
For Cedar Falls, we talked about Ian Bonekamp. He's undecided on his college choice. Drew Campbell has committed to the University of Iowa, but Drew Gertis also undecided on where he's going. Gertis also a wrestler. Multi-sport athletes, you find those. How many times have you seen a middle or even an outside linebacker be a wrestler and be extremely successful? A lot of the times, right?
It's that foot balance that they have out there that gets them in. And most of that toughness, I think, middle linebackers, wrestlers, and rugby players probably all come from the same tree, I think, that they go out there and play. But Gertis is one of the good ones. He controls that middle very well, so he does go sideline to sideline.
Well, the officials have had the coin flip in the middle. Mike Morrison is our referee tonight. Gerald Bohay is our umpire. Russ Dempster, the head linesman. The line judge is Jeff Bunting. The back judge is Sean Osland. Other games tonight that we are watching on CISN. Dowling leads Ankeny 10-0. That game going on one of our feeds as well. And Southeast Polk in their debut game at their new stadium at Southeast Polk High School leads Cedar Rapids Prairie 7-0. We are just about ready to kick off here. It will be Centennial kicking the ball away to Cedar Falls, going left to right. Centennial tonight in their all-black uniforms. Black bottoms and tops with white stripes. Black helmets with a silver stripe down the middle and the Jaguars on either side. Cedar Falls goes with we'll call it the Nebraska or Central look. The red pants, the white, fleecy white jerseys with red numbers and CF on those helmets. Hello to those of you who are watching around the world. And glad to have you here tonight at Ankeny Stadium as we get ready for football. We are underway here from Ankeny Stadium. Back deep, doesn't matter. That thing is 8 yards deep as the kickoff.
Tigers will throw the ball 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
For Centennial is a touchback. It'll be the offense of Cedar Falls, which means Tate Hermanson, William Remmert, Drew Caden Smith at wide receiver. We'll also see Mitchell Darst, Logan Rowe, Tate Bakula and Ethan Beneke at wide receiver at some point tonight. Up front, Jacob Peters, Connor Best, Ty Koltoff, Hayden Bishop, and Will Tompkins. In that fullback position, Drew Gertis, who plays a very good linebacker, also plays fullback. But in the first line, it's the big formation with Colton Foreman. Going in motion is Rowe from far side to near side. First snap is a handoff to Gertis. He gets through the line of scrimmage and gets his way up near the 28-yard line. Cole Pieper, the tackle of the running back, Drew Gertis.
Running behind Jacob Peters at number 71, 6'3", 265-pound senior, playing left tackle. Nebraska commit.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 2, 11:30 to play. In motion goes Footman. Handoff, loose ball for a moment. Pieper sniffs it out. And somehow moving forward is Gertis. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, which will bring up 3rd and 2, no gain.
Almost a fumbled handoff right in the hands of Pieper. Pieper got there, stopped him on the forward motion.
Cedar Falls playbook is normally one that runs the ball more than throws it. It's been a little tough for Tate Hermanson. Remember last year when he came and played against Centennial, he was just the new guy. There'd been some injuries at quarterback. He's in a passing situation. He's going to run the option. Actually, they're going.
Cahill.
Now Cahill delivers a shot right at the line to gain, and it is a first down as Hermanson puts his head down to gain the 2 yards.
He may feel that one. Cahill came shooting in there. I thought he had him stopped short there, but nose of the football got over the 30-yard line, and it's a first down.
Hermanson breaks the huddle. And now we see Rowe come to the near side, and now in the backfield is William Remmert in that I-back formation. Play action for Hermanson. He goes down the middle of the field. He's got a man, but it's overthrown. Penalty flag thrown as well. Coverage by Connor Welsh. The intended receiver back deep was Mitchell Darst. Flag thrown at about the 42-yard line. I'm going to guess, and it is pass interference on Centennial.
Got one-on-one coverage out there. Covered well.
So the ball will go up to the 35-yard line on the 15-yard penalty. It's not a spot of the infraction like it is in the National Football League. 1st and 10 for Cedar Falls from the 45-yard line. Remmert is hit and dropped. Isaiah Bassett. Not going to say we had a disagreement about him in the pregame, Tim, but Isaiah Bassett comes up huge right there. You were right.
Got off the block of Will Tompkins there. The right tackle there got off, got around the end, played there really well. They wanted to get outside there. So that's what the end's job is to do, is get out there, hold that end, seal that end off, don't let him get outside. And he made a big tackle for a 1-yard loss.
2nd and 11 from the 44. 9:50 to play in the contest. In motion goes Beneke. Now to the right side, gets set for the moment. Hermanson under center. Back to pass. Throws out to the flats. Caught by Beneke and then knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Usually goes into the offensive line area with the indication is holding.
And it is against Cedar Falls. Reed Anderson there on coverage. So that'll wipe out the 6-yard gain on that play.
The running game of Cedar Falls is setting up that play action that Hermanson wants to go to. He's having some time to throw back there, so that's where the advantage of having some success at the beginning with their running game. Play action's there, he can sit back there and find the open receiver. But advantage Centennial, they put him in a 2nd and long.
9:30, clock moving. 2nd and 21 for Cedar Falls. Under center is Hermanson. Fakes the throw deep, then they go back underneath. Big running back is going to chew his way forward, and Drew Gertis gets across the 40 up to about the 42. Pieper, Kluver. And also our guy, I got to say it, Zach Howe, since we talked about him in the open.
Right. Gertis is, I'm not sure if he's a tailback, fullback, linebacker playing running back.
I think he's an all-back.
He's a load to bring down.
And I asked Coach Remmert, I said, what is that like? You know, you have him, do you try to limit those offensive snaps? Or he's just like, we put him where we can get the most out of him. 3rd and 13 for the Tigers. Hermanson with time throws out to the flat, caught by Rowe near midfield and not going to even break that. Connor Welsh, the tackle on the far sideline. They needed 13. He got maybe 6 on that play. It'll be 4th down.
Good coverage back there. They had I think it was Logan Rowe running deep, so they went underneath, but good coverage there, playing a little softer coverage. Go underneath, but still keep it to a 4th down.
Could be a punt. Rowe in the Wildcat formation we saw them work on in the pregame. He's just going to take a 1-step, throw that thing into the air. It's going to bounce inside the 20, take a Tiger roll down to about the 10 and go no further. Centennial offense will take over from there with 90 yards to go. Let's bring in Austin Oliver for his first in-game report. He's going to have a bird's eye view of where things are at there. What'd you see in that first drive, Austin?
Well, Centennial looked pretty good. Pass interference call was a iffy call, I thought, on the backside. Coverage was pretty good, like you guys called up there. Centennial stepped up on the first drive. Good to see.
Here, no score early on. Southeast Polk leads Prairie 7-0. They are in the second quarter out in Pleasant Hill. Here, it's going to be Elijah Porter who gets the first call, and he's going to maybe make the line of scrimmage. So Porter went to school last week on game day against Ames, didn't feel well, had a fever, went home, didn't play. Dowling up 18-0 on Ankeny on that game as they come out of the commercial break on a game you can see on CISN if you have multiple browsers. We're glad you've picked us to hear us anyway. Loss of 1 on the play. Jackson now in the game next to Trenton Smith. Trenton to throw. He's chased at the goal line. Now he's going to run out of bounds and get maybe a yard as he is pushed out by big Drew Gertis. So, or no, strike that.
Campbell.
48, that's Jarrett Keys. I've been having trouble with my 8s and 6s all day.
Yeah.
The dollar was up 86 ticks on the week, and I said 88, and it was 86. We'll get it.
Campbell there on the rush. They're getting a lot there. Campbell flipping side. They'll flip their ends around. They'll put Campbell on the right side, left side, trying to get him with a one-on-one matchup.
3rd and 7. Play is a pass. It's a draw, or it's a screen to Braden Jackson. Caught at the 15. He's across the 20 to the 25. Still on his feet. 30. Pushing his way 35. We still have a scrum. He could pop out of that one. Braden Jackson, how about that? Up to the 37-yard line.
There's a lot of rugby fans out there looking. They like that 10-yard scrum that went down there, controlled the ball. That's what you do against a big rush like that, is to slow them down as they come in. Throw a little quick screen, and Jackson did the rest of it. Nice play call there to move the ball, get up to the 36-yard line.
I'm going to say Tristan Fober went for the longest ride on that play for Cedar Falls. 1st down and 10 at the 37. Pickup of 24 on that play. The sweep to Porter. He runs farther outside, now cuts it up right at the sideline before he's sent out of bounds by Gertis at around the 47-yard line. And 1st down, 10-yard pickup on the play.
Good block out there. They got on the linebacker on Coonrad out there as he slowed him down head. He couldn't quite get sideways. Allowed the running back to get to the outside, cut up the sideline, pick up 10 yards. So good blocking at the point of attack.
Jaguars pretty much right in front of us here at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, 7 minutes to play. After the converting on 3rd down, a little life for the Jaguars. The give is to Porter. He'll get across midfield and no further as the tackle made there right in the middle. Ian Bonenkamp, the stop.
The offensive line's getting a good push. They're getting out there. You saw Dickinson out there pulling, trying to get an inside trap there, spring that. So they're finding some running room inside of the tackles between that, the gaps there.
Want to give a shout out to Jane Bonenkamp for her help on the pronunciations for Cedar Falls. Thank you so very much, those parent committees. And it's Braden Jackson back on the underhand give, and he'll get a first down on a pickup of 7 yards.
Humphrey and Jurgovich doing a good job there on the inside trap play, springing that for Jackson.
Jaguars go tempo. High snap. Smith, pop pass thrown, caught, then dropped. Tackle Colin Coonrod as Porter caught that football and had no chance to go any further.
Good hands there that he caught that in traffic. Came down because Coonrod is right on him with the immediate tackle. Hung on the football, which is key.
Right there in the middle between Gertis and Coonrod. So right there in that linebacker. So maybe that's one of those windows that the Jaguars like. From the gun, Smith gives it to Porter. Plants his foot, goes upfield now. Gets across the 30 before he's tackled by Nolan Plaguey.
Porter again, the ball carrier.
And again, a Jaguar first down.
Porter does a nice job when he hits that outside foot, when he plants it. He can make a 90-degree turn, take it up there, picking that hole. The holes aren't going to be huge, but as long as you can get there and get upfield. So nice drive moving down there, picking up another first down.
Ball at the 30 on a drive that started back at the Jaguar 10. Now on the Tiger 30. 5 minutes to play, first quarter, no score. Jackson in motion. They go back underneath with Porter. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. First guy to get him was Andrew Lagasholt, who we did not talk about much in the open. But, Tim, he's a guy, 3.5 tackles on the season. Big defensive tackle, 5'11", 247. He's a 3-year starter, battled some injuries earlier in his career. They kind of need him to be that front guy for the defense.
Yeah, those two tackles that they're really looking at, they're focusing on that A gap in the center there. They can control that what the two guards in the center do, so they can control that interior part of the line.
Langford and Snyder go wide in the formation. Looking towards Langford, it's caught on the screen. Makes a cut back, gets a nice block. He's pushing towards the 10-yard line before he's stopped by Jared Keys. Jared Keys, the tackle, but I think on this replay, Tim, you're going to want to watch. Look at the block out about 5 yards after he catches the ball. Right there, 55 for Centennial. That's Blaine Sandquist.
Yeah, nice job there. Influence block, shoved him to the outside, created that lane where the ball came on the inside of the rush of Bonenkamp.
Blaine,
great job by Langford to take that, keep cutting up, getting the first down, getting inside the 10.
Just happened to see Langford pop out there and thought, this might be a good chance for him. And that's what Ryan Pizzetti was thinking. Hand off to Elijah Porter around the left side. He gets inside the 5.
Porter on the carry.
And looks Chase Gilbert the stop for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and goal.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Bringing in a heavier formation. Zach Howe coming in. Everybody plays defensive end, so a little more weight on that block, point of attack.
Chase Shuddy is on the left side of the formation. It's tight right now. Smith under center. Handoff is stopped right there. Porter gets no further. Ball pops out just momentarily. First guy there was Drew Campbell.
Coonrod in there quickly. He is a fast linebacker. He's our Sam linebacker, 6'1", 200-pound senior. Played safety last year. Moving up to the linebacker spot, being very active, so we have to count for him. He likes playing at the line of scrimmage.
Whistle before the snap. Play clock was under 10. I think it's going to be a timeout. Centennial will step away at the 2:28 mark. No score.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Johnston leads Valley 14-0. That's in the first. We'll see Johnston and Ankeny next week here on CISN. Bettendorf leads Urbandale 21-0. Dowling 18, Ankeny 0. Southeast Polk leads Prairie 14-0. Here, no score. However, the Jaguars are driving out of the timeout. Ball at the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal. Smith goes out to the flats. Jackson caught, reaches for the end zone. Touchdown! Braden Jackson the score. 5-yard strike on the connection between Smith and Jackson.
Jackson picking up where they left off last weekend, getting the nose for the end zone, sticking that ball out there when he crossed the plane. So nice little swing pass. Good read by Trenton Smith. The deep route wasn't open. The safety valve to the sideline was to Jackson was open, so it took it. Early score here in the lead for Centennial.
90-yard drive capped by a 5-yard touchdown pass to Braden Jackson. The extra point is up and good for Basic. 7-0. Centennial leads here from Ankeny Stadium.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
13 plays, 90 yards, 6 minutes, 1 second off the clock for Centennial as the kick by Ty Duax is taken at the 5, still on his feet for Cedar Falls is Chase Gilbert. He'll return it near the 30. Austin Oliver down on the sidelines. Austin, what do you know?
Well, it was about as clinical of a drive as you could get for the Jaguars. They were running inside, running outside, really showing off the speed of those skilled players with a couple of screens. Play calls were really nice. A great drive to start out for the Jags.
Thank you, Austin. 7-0. Centennial now. It's the second offensive possession for Cedar Falls, who was able to move about 24 yards on their last drive, but had one conversion there and a first down, looking to see what they do. They go back on the ground. First play from scrimmage is to Will Remmert. William gets no gain. Cole Pieper there also in first. Jack Cahill for the men in black.
Nice job of the defensive line getting off their blocks, controlling the gaps. There was no place to go for the run, so led it to no gain.
I think Centennial kind of figured Cedar Falls was going to run on that play. They kind of had that one, or they clearly knew what to look at when Footman was in front of Remmert, who they send in motion now. Rolling out to pass is Hermanson to the near side. He's going to just tuck it and then get out of bounds just short of the 30. He is sent there in a hurry by Cole Pieper, who, by the way, I need to mention Cole's brother, Lucas Pieper. I drew a blank on his name, and I have to give credit for getting that name. Lucas was a heck of a player, and Cole this year stepped up. What is it about the linebacker play, Tim, have you seen so far in this contest for Centennial?
Both sets of linebackers, they do play sideline to sideline. They're very athletic. They get to the outside, so it's very hard to find the outside because that linebacker's lurking out there to say hello.
Beneke in motion, high snap, Hermanson rolls out, Bassett gives chase and pulls him down. Ball comes out. The officials will say it is down there on contact, but Isaiah Bassett comes pretty much untouched to disrupt that play.
Bassett did a nice job there, lined up on the right side. There's a reach block to the other side because that's where the rollout was going to go, but no one blocked him, no one accounted for him. Even a chip block, he went up there. Lucky they didn't get the ball turned over there deep in their own territory. So a couple good plays there by Isaiah.
Zach Howe was there pretty much untouched, and Reed Anderson was coming quickly. So clearly a missed assignment on some blocking there. Punt is away. Bounces at the 45. Chasing it down, it will be Caleb Wieland at the 28-yard line. Also in the neighborhood was Caleb Larson. So it'll be a turnover on the punt of possessions here. And Centennial will go back to work.
Exactly what Centennial wants to do is get the lead on this, because Cedar Falls wants to run the ball, but if they're behind in the game, they're going to have to go with that passing game, which is probably not their greatest strength. So let's see if Centennial can continue that ground game.
Snyder and Langford near side for the Jaguars. They throw the quick out to Snyder, caught at the 39. He dances forward, gets across the 40 and no further. 11 and 20, which means it's Whelan and Plaguey. Also, Tristan Fulber was close by.
Steiner doing a nice job there, taking what's given to him. Nice job by Trenton Smith. That's the open receiver. You don't have to get greedy. These 5 and 7 yard routes, they help move the ball. Plus, they're doing it on first down, so they're getting a shorter yardage there on their second down plays.
That is going to be the last play of the first quarter. Centennials had the absolute win in the time of possession in this first quarter as they lead 7-0. Quarter number 2 when we come back here from Ankeny Stadium on CISM.
And at the end of the first quarter, after 1 quarter of play, Jaguars and Tigers 7-0.
National sales event is going on all month long at Diarmid Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trucks. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at Diarmid Automotive Knoxville. DiarmidAuto.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside.
Centennial will start the second quarter with a 7-0 lead as they scored on a 5-yard touchdown pass to Braden Jackson just a few minutes ago. Jaguars have the ball. They send 3 receivers to the left side, and they'll give it to Morgan, who breaks through 1 tackle and then is absolutely hogtied down by Mr. Drew Campbell, who leads this defense with 11 tackles coming into the game. Jared Keyes actually with 13. And Gertis with 13 and a half coming into the game. So when Drew Campbell, he's letting other guys get the tackles. That's nice. Yeah. Diplomatic.
Caleb Larson there on the block. Also a big block there by Eli Porter coming out there, getting a chip block out there, creating that running lane.
Chase Shuddy lined out in the formation. They go again Morgan. Campbell again wrestles him down, but also who was there on Campbell, ahead of Campbell, was, where did he go? 34, Owen Dellinger.
Gertison there took the took the blitz on the outside, almost had him in the backfield. He wasn't in the last series at tailback or fullback, so he's back at his normal middle linebacker position.
J.J. Morgan, the sophomore, 8 carries coming into tonight's game for 34 yards and a couple of scores. Is now the featured back on this drive, but he's there to block. Now Langford catches it, has the first down, makes a move, and then gets a couple more yards before he's roped and pulled down by Nolan Plegge. First down for Centennial.
There's somebody Langford lined up there in the slot on the right side, goes downfield, takes a sharp cut to the outside, little 5-yard out, but they're giving a lot of cushion out there. Good pass from Trenton Smith there. Trenton is 6 for 6 for 67 yards this game. Good ball control offense, but what it's doing is moving the ball down the field without having a ground and pound.
6 and 6 will improve your 74% pass and completion percentage. Porter on the jet. Has to cut it back up, dances around for a little bit, and gets back to about the 40 and no further. Before
somehow gained 2 yards on that play because it didn't look like it was going to amount to much.
Porter sometimes does he need to be running more north to south, or is his best advantage to go out?
I think they're trying to seal the outside, and Cedar Falls does a good job of stretching it out to the outside, but when he cuts it upfield to go north and south, he cuts it hard. He doesn't loop it out there. He makes a sharp turn.
Porter in motion and whistle at the snap.
Probably motion, I think.
Usually it's on the offense.
And 2 players moving at the same time.
Last I checked, that's not legal.
Unless you play in Canada, I think you can use 2 at a time.
Not even in arena football, I think, can you move 2 guys at the same time. And they always have loose rules.
Now, is this a passing down? We'll see if Cedar Falls wants to dial up the pressure on Trent Smith, because he really hasn't had much pressure out there. Outside the very first pass play in the first quarter, he has really not had much pressure on him in the pocket.
Tight formation on the wings. And it's a play action. Smith rolls out to the far side. Campbell gives chase, thrown, caught by Porter, and he's quickly down by Nolan Plegge, but well short of the first down, even though he gets up to about the 36.
Yeah, makes the third manageable, but a good job by Trent. He rolled out there, bought time. Of course, this Campbell guy was out there in pursuit, but enough to get the ball off. They're chipping him enough that Campbell's still getting free as a rusher, but not quite to get to the quarterback where it makes a complete pass. So good heads-up play.
8:25 to play. 7-0 Centennial here in the second quarter. In motion is Porter. Smith, the throwback screen, caught by Langford in the middle of traffic. He is near the first down and gets it. He was able to pull himself away, create just enough space for Caleb Larson to move the chains.
I think a mini bubble screen out there, got behind Blaine Sandquist, 6'5", 255-pound senior. They probably can't see him when he's out there. He got that little block out there created, giving a lane for him to come back inside, pick up. It isn't big chunk plays we're seeing here, but it's the 5- and 7-yard variety that keeps the drive going and keeps the clock going in Centennial's favor.
Probably a perfect offensive performance, at least the way this offense is drawn up. Before the snap, a whistle, we have a penalty.
Once again, we've got 2 players moving. They blow it that quick.
Offsides on Cedar Falls. So that'll make it 1st and 5.
I'm not sure who, but possibly I think the defensive end is trying to peek into the backfield. He's lining up just a little bit over the ball, so once the ball is snapped, you're considered to be offside.
1st and 5 from the 25. There's a look at that front 3 of Cook, Bonenkamp, Lagerschult, and Campbell. They've been on the field a lot in this contest so far. Morgan in motion. Smith rolls out to the near side with time. Has Langford in the back of the end zone. Backpedaling in. Catching it for a Touchdown, 25 yards. Lawson Langford the score for Centennial.
Yeah, Langford did a good job continuing his route to the backfield. He had Shuddy out here short flat to his right, but he saw him hit one-on-one in the backfield. He floated up there, made sure that it was deep enough for the touchdown, but another nice pass and catch for Trenton Smith.
Langford just the old back pedal, like don't drop this one, catch it right in the numbers. On to attempt the extra point. Ryan Bendazoo. It's through. 14-0 Centennial leads here in the second quarter from Ankeny Stadium.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Tell you what, it's been a pretty much perfect offensive performance for Trenton Smith. He's 9 for 9 on the game passing. He was 5 of 5 on that drive. 55 yards passing alone right there. Jaguars lead 14-0 at the 7:14 mark. Jeff Martin's nice work. Kick is going to be out of bounds from Duax. He hits his head and says, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Austin Oliver looked pretty much a smooth running offense. What did it look like from your angle down there?
They looked really good again. Another balanced attack, running, throwing, inside, outside. It looked really, really good. I mean, Cedar Falls really got a lot of questions on both sides of the ball right now. I noticed, long huddles with the offense when they got stopped in that second drive, and I think the defense is going to have to go to the drawing board and see what they can get cooked up to get these Jaguars stopped right now.
I think if you're Cedar Falls, Tim, you have to figure out a way to get a first down, give your defense some break, and just keep that Centennial offense off the field. 1st and 10 from the 35 after the penalty. Hermanson under center. Or no, that's a new quarterback. And it's caught out in the flats by Caden Smith.
We're seeing Wolf out there. Leighton Wolf, the sophomore quarterback. Wolf is a familiar name with, in Cedar Falls athletics.
Number 21, Nate Christensen. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
6'5", 185-pound sophomore. So Leighton goes to work for Cedar Falls. We'll see if this is just temporary or just to try to change some momentum. Wolf will hand it off to Remmert, who cuts it back up, hangs on to the ball. Reed Anderson just about ripped that through before Cole Pieper made the tackle after about a 6 to 7 yard gain. Had a chance to talk to Reed yesterday coming out of the morning workout. And I said, hey, how's your body adjusting to that whole Saturday morning thing in varsity football? He says, oh, man, I ice a lot. He says, it's hard. That content.
It is. You're in a game. See if Cedar Falls can pick up the first down. They went 3 and out their last series on offense.
Timeout, Cedar Falls. I think they had a little miscommunication, and this is a big 3rd down play. 3rd and 2. We'll step away for just a moment. This is high school football on CISM.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Centennial leads 14-0, but Cedar Falls, Tim Halber, is in need of 2 yards here on third down. They go underneath to their running back, their fullback, Drew Gertis, who's also the H-back in their lineup, and a linebacker. Where's the slobber knocker and where's the lather up? You got to get one of those going if you're Cedar Falls.
That's the slobber knocker. I think number 46 for sure. He's in there at fullback. They were having the best ball movement when he was back in at starting tailback. So see if that brings it back out. They can get some more momentum. They have Remmert back there at tailback next to Wolf.
Remmert, the youngest of Coach Brad Remmert's children. Never been a running back before, but duty calls. He's out as a wide receiver right now, catches it, and then gets no further. In fact, doesn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Reed Anderson, the tackle for Centennial.
Anderson, nice job there by Reed getting to the outside, because that was a quick hitch out there. He was out there in a hurry. Lost a couple yards, on that play. So good read by Reed. Good read by Reed.
Reed
read that well.
R-E-E-D and R-E-A-D. You can decide which one's which. Reed with the read. 2nd and 15, 4:40 to play in the half. Gertis in motion, or Beneke in motion. Wolf, hand off to Remmert. Escapes one tackle. Gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage where it'll make it 3rd and 10. Polk
Cahill
was there, and Cahill.
Yeah, Cahill's in the backfield, so he's like, I should have had him back there. I could have had him for a loss. But his friends came over, helped out. Only gained for a couple yards.
Chase Shuddy also in there. Didn't know how many snaps we would see on the defensive side.
Shuddy brings a 6'4" presence when he comes in at defensive end.
He's lined up on the near side of that 4-down lineman formation. He rushes through. Wolf throws behind Gertis, or behind Remmert, incomplete. Anderson was there. So now Cedar Falls will punt it after at least getting a first down.
And what this does is that you notice in the last drive that a lot of the Cedar Falls defense, the players that have their hands on their hips, they were getting tired out there. So they're going to come back out in the field again with 3:50 left to play. They've been on the field a lot this first half, and see if that Centennial offense can make a drive on a tired defense.
Cedar Falls offense tonight, 3 yards passing, 32 yards rushing. I can even add that one without looking. 35 yards of offense, a struggle. Punt is away. It's a high one. Fair catch called for and taken at the 33-yard line by Braden Jackson. That's where the Jaguars will take over on the punt. Their 3rd offensive possession. The Jaguars have scored on the first 2, both on pass plays. Trenton Smith. We've talked about his efficiency, but what else is there to his game, Tim?
He's calm out there. I think he's got, the passing on first down, which makes it having shorter second downs. He's having 2nd and 6. He's having 2nd and 4. So that makes it a little bit easier to have the running game back that up, and he's been very patient with getting the routes underneath.
Langford goes in motion right at the snap. They give to Porter. Huge hole near side. Gets out the 30. He's off to the races. Cuts back at the 45. Near midfield before Campbell wrestles him down at the 47-yard line. Big play for Centennial on first down. Here's the replay.
Well, you bring those 2 big guards out there. You're looking at Dickinson and Jerkovich. They come out there, blew the hole open. That's what you have is your patient run, and then those things are going to pop out there for 10 to 20 yards.
Gain of 25 for Porter tonight on the contest. 9 rushes for 54 yards. Passing situation, Smith on the screen. Caught by Braden Jackson at midfield. Cuts it up, gets through the secondary down to the 35-yard line, and enough for a first down before he's brought to the turf by Drew Gertis. 3:08. Clock stops until the chains are set. We'll wind it up again.
Nice job, by Gavin Humphrey, the center, getting the snap off and then getting down there, getting a block down field, springing that for another, first down. So good picking and choosing out there.
You said Gavin Humphrey. I know it's Gavin, but I thought Creed Humphrey for the Chiefs. I'm like, are we watching the Kansas City game last night? Smith is finally under some pressure. Here came a blitz right up the middle. I think that was Gertis. No, that was Keys.
Yep, Jared Keys, from his outside linebacker spot from the wheel position. He came around the outside, but there was no tight end over there to block that, so it was a big blitz call. For the first time, they've got Trenton Smith to throw an incomplete pass. So now he's got 2nd and 10. This is one of the few times they've had long yardage on their second down.
A lot of offenses talk about being ahead of the chains. Right now, Centennial hasn't even needed the chains. Porter catches it on the screen. Still running at the 25-20. Breaks it away. 10-5. Touchdown. 35 yards. Another pass and score for Centennial. This time, Eli Porter joins the party.
Nice blocks out there. The ball is along the long line of scrimmage there. Big blocks by Braden Jackson, and also by Shuddy downfield, getting a block on the linebacker, which helps bring that, after you had a 10-yard gain. So 2 good blocks there by other offensive personnel. Springs it up. Now they're up by 3 touchdowns.
All pass plays, 5, 25, 35. Extra point. Bendazoo is up and through. It's good. 21 Centennial, 0 for the Tigers. 2:40 to play here in the second quarter.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster. Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Cedar Falls to receive a kick again from Ty Duax, who puts his leg into it. It's going to be taken at the 5-yard line. 10, 15, 20, 25, still on his feet. And getting up to about the 30-yard line is...
Gilbert on the return.
That's number 17, Chase Gilbert. Let's go down to Austin Oliver for that report. While you're talking, Austin, we're going to show you this impressive play by Porter.
Yeah, I tell you what, who's calling plays for Ankeny Centennial up there? I don't know. You guys have to tell me who that is, but they're calling pretty much a perfect game right now. That Cedar Falls defense is just on their heels the whole drive, not knowing really where to turn. The balance between the run and the pass has just been really fun to watch tonight. So kudos to whoever's calling the plays for Centennial.
Well, Ryan Pizzetti will say it's me this time. He's looking at his play sheet earlier. Needs to get a little more color on it like those guys in the pros. They go Tate Hermanson back at quarterback. He's going to carry it on left side. And Centennial now with a 3-touchdown lead, Tim. I believe the term is pin their ears back.
Yeah, we saw out there that they know they're going to try and run the ball, that they have their passing game under control, so they're unleashing the defense out there to chase them down. Joel Neath on that last pursuit.
Quick tempo goes Hermanson, throws it, it's got his man caught at midfield, and a flag after the play.
See if they call that offensive defense. They're both jockeying out there on the outside.
Cade Corbett makes the tackle. And right now it looks like it's against Centennial. It is on Centennial on the pass interference. So the Tigers will decline it. Or the Jaguars will decline. The Tigers will decline the penalty. I'll get it right. 2 receivers to the right side for Hermanson. 1st and 10 from the 47. They give back to Remmert. He is not going to be able to go anywhere. Jack Cahill says no thanks. So it's Cole Pieper. Also, the guy we've called a lot tonight, Chase Kluver.
Yeah, Neath was in the backfield, causing Remmer to have to change his direction, stopped his momentum, and then his pursuit caught up.
Pass to the near side, caught by Caden Smith right in front of the Jaguar bench. Anderson knocked him out. So did Connor Welch, was there. Close to the first down, but it'll be 3rd and short, maybe 3.
Ball's on the 39-yard line, 3rd and 2.
This is where it's short. You see they want to go with the running play. They're bringing in a double tight end. This is where you can sneak in a blitz, usually. Bring Footman in as a blocker.
2 receivers go out. Now make it 3 to the left side as Remmert goes in motion. Hermanson right down the middle, caught by Remmert, and then dropped right away at the 15-yard line by Connor Welch. Best offensive series for the Tigers right now as they are inside the red zone on that pickup.
I thought Kluver just was going to undercut that and pick it off, but clock running with 58 seconds to go. Plenty of timeouts.
Finally seeing a little something cooking now for Cedar Falls. Ball at the 13-yard line. Gain of 27 on that play. Handoff back underneath. Remmert, he has stopped Isaiah Bassett. No gain, loss of 2. Loss of 4 on the play.
Just 3 tackles for loss in this game for Isaiah Bassett. Brings it back there. Changes their offensive philosophy, causing Cedar Falls to call a timeout with 31 seconds to go.
Let's keep it here as we coming at halftime. We've got a couple of interviews to get to. One will be both coaches. We will have both co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti and Brad Remmert before. And then at halftime, we're going to be talking swimming. We're going to go into the pool, girls swimming. There's a look at that play to Remmert down there on that last big game. Swimming, Tim.
Are we going into the pool?
We're going to go into the pool.
Okay.
Interview there. And last night, it's an Ankeny and Centennial combined effort. They had a meet last night at Newton, got home around 10 o'clock. Girls were back in the weight room this morning at 6 a.m. That's it. And if they wouldn't have been in the weight room, they would have been in the pool swimming already at 7.
That's dedication. And a lot of times that weightlifting does help work out the stiffness after having a competitive meet. So kudos for them.
And if you want to watch the Centennial Marching Band, that'll be on Centennial Digital on their Facebook feed. You can watch that live there. 2nd and 15. Ball at the 18. Hermanson under center. Looks to pass on the 3-step drop with time. Goes to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught. I think that is not going to stand. It is caught. But I believe it's going to be Logan Rowe might be called for the interference.
I think he created a little bit of separation. Yep.
Logan just kind of got those arms out on Welch. Here's the replay.
Yep. I think he reached back and got a little bit of separation, stuck the one arm out. But you have to force him to call. He did change his direction there.
And that'll send Cedar Falls, which had it all the way up at one point. They had it at the 14-yard line. They go all the way back to the 33.
And this also takes them out of field goal range. They're back here at the 33. That would make it a 45-yard field goal.
It is 2nd down, but you're facing a 35-second game clock here. Look for the screen. They go to their man Footman, and Footman is going to get no more than a yard or 2 as Cole Pieper sniffs that out.
Great open field tackle by Cole out there. They sifted out. He was wide open out there, but that's typically their blocking fullback was Footman, so he goes out, but then tackled on the hash there. Clock keeps running. That forced them to use their last time out of the half.
25 seconds to go before the break. Our game started late tonight, which means everything else is kind of going at full speed. City High and Ames tied at 7. Pleasant Valley and Liberty no score. Bettendorf now leads Urbandale 24-3. Valley trails Johnston 14-0. Valley, if they would lose tonight, would start the season 0-3. Valley last year played in the state championship game in Class 5A. On 2 games on CISN, they're identical in score. 2 possibly best teams in 5A in Southeast Polk and Dowling. The Rams lead Prairie 21-0. Dowling leads Ankeny 21-3 as that game now starts the third quarter out on the west side of town tonight.
And if you're a Big Ten fan, the Big Ten is playing a Friday night game tonight. The Illinois has traveled to Kansas. They're in the great state of Kansas. And Kansas leads 28-7 at halftime. So for the Illini fans, not a great first half of football.
Tigers have struggled as well this first half. 3rd and 27 from the 31. Tigers trying to get at least close enough for a field goal. Play clock at 10. Hermanson with time, looks downfield. Will now unleash and throw, caught near the sticks. And that's going to be, Logan Rowe caught it, and that was a tackle made out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty flag. I think that tackle, who made that? That was 15. That was Cale Woods. Had no business making that stop out of bounds. So now
gives him a first down.
Gives him a first down, 18 seconds. Tigers don't have any timeouts. Let's watch it again. It would have been about 4th and 8.
I think they both kind of fell out of bounds. I wouldn't say he didn't throw him down, but still the official goes out there, throws, he gets the first down. So they have one more play. They could go to the middle.
To the end zone they go. Caught in there for the touchdown. Cade Corbett, the score. 5-yard strike at 13 seconds gets the Tigers on the board.
Just what the Cedar Falls Tigers needed was the score right before half. Get something back, not to go in with that goose egg. So big drive by them, penalty help at the end there to get it close to make the pass play.
Corbett was there. The extra point is up and good by Cale Harms. The sophomore makes it 21-7. 13 seconds to play before half. This is high school football on CISM.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Tigers, a little hurry up there. Teeing it up right now is Ethan Beneke. Back deep for the Jaguars. Jackson and Gavin Matheny. And it's taken by Langford at the 20. And he goes on a little run after the catch up to the 35-yard line. 7 seconds. Jaguars have 2 timeouts. You gonna Ferentz this and take a knee, or are you gonna take 2 timeouts in 7 seconds? You've scored, Tim, on pass plays of 25 and 35.
Well, they have been tired of that. You could roll out, see if something's downfield. They have no timeout, so either you could take a knee. Looks like they're going to take a knee there. They're putting Porter back there as deep safety.
They're going to take a knee. So we'll talk. Austin Oliver is going to make his way to find co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti for Centennial as they lead at half 21-7. A very efficient offensive performance for the Jaguars. And I'll find you, Austin. There we go. Austin Oliver's making his way to Coach Ryan Pizzetti right now, and he's ready for his halftime interview. Go ahead, Austin.
Hey, Coach Pizzetti. pretty much perfect half up until both offense and defense up until that last drive. Talk to me a little bit about that.
You know what? They're a great football team. They're not going to quit. We know that. We know their coaches really well, competitive people. We did play a good half at the end. We let one get away from us, but you know what? We got to start the second half equally as well as the first half as we started.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Ryan Pizzetti with our Austin Oliver. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, and we will hear from the swimming coach and then be back for half number 2. This is high school football. 21-7, Jaguars in the lead from Ankeny Stadium.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the car guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome in to our halftime show here on CISN. Joining us now is the new swimming coach for both the Hawks and the Jaguars, Dustin Rhodes. Coach, good to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
But if my research tells me you're no stranger to Ankeny, right?
Yeah, I did help out Coach Justin Crouch in the past before, so not a stranger to Ankeny, but excited to be back and taking over the program this fall.
Are you a swimmer in your past?
I have swam most of my whole life since I was 8 years old. So swimming's always been a big part of my life, and went into coaching and super excited to continue to do that and have for the past 8 years. So,
did you swim competitively in high school?
I did. I graduated from Ames High School, swam there, and then I went on to swim at the University of Iowa.
That is... those who follow swimming in the least know the dedication that it takes to swim at the high school level, let alone the university level. Has that changed over the years and in the commitment that you have to swim?
No, it hasn't changed. Swimming is a very tough sport. I'm biased and think it's probably the toughest sport there is. My kids are working probably 15 to 20 hours a day, and they also have to go to school. And they're also involved in other activities, and so it's a big commitment. Unfortunately, it's not a sport of instant gratitude. You got to put in the work and basically all season, and then at the end of the year, you rest up and taper and try to go your fastest times at the end of the year. So,
Well, you talk about the dedication. I mean, the 2-a-day practices alone, right? You got to practice in the morning and practice in the afternoon. But say you have a meet that runs till 10 o'clock. You're back in the weight room at early hours. Why do swimmers have to do that?
You know, our season's so short. It's a 3-month season, not quite even 3 months actually. And so we're just trying to work really hard and improve every single day, and make the most of our time. And so, yeah, our schedule's pretty crazy. We have 4 mornings a week. Wednesday morning is off and recovery, but Monday and Friday we're in the weight room, and Tuesday, Thursday we're getting some extra yards in the pool, working on some different things. And so, yeah, the schedule's about 15 to 20 hours a week, and it's pretty challenging and hard. But by the end of the year, they're used to it, and then they get rest, and they'll go pretty fast.
And your meets, they happen quickly, and they just start going. You had a meet this week, I believe Newton, and was the other one with Waukee?
Yep. Yeah, we had 2 this week, so that just adds to the challenging schedule for them, for sure. But we're off to a 3-1 start, and so it's been really good to see their progress, and we've learned a lot about our team and the things we need to work on, but we've also improved in a lot of areas and done pretty well as well, as we've won 3 of the 4 dual meets, so that's exciting for our program.
I would say that Ankeny has strong DNA swimming, but knowing the Ames program, theirs is incredible as well, one of the best, if not the best, in Iowa. How do you bring some of that history and experience to instill in your team now?
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot as both an athlete and a coach, and it starts with just growing the program and trying to get young kids excited about the sport of swimming and getting them out for swimming. And then we're fortunate to have both Ankeny and Centennial combined for our program right now, and hopefully that will continue into the future, unless our numbers get really big. And we've talked about having a club team and doing a bunch of different things just to grow the sport and get more excitement behind it. We had a big crowd the other night and against Waukee, because obviously they're really good. And so that was just an exciting time for our program. And even though we didn't win, we still swam pretty well, and it was just an exciting event to be able to host. And so, but yeah, just getting as many people passionate about the sport as possible, and then hopefully they'll continue to want to be a part of it and swim more than just the 3-month high school season. So you look at a lot of the clubs or a lot of the teams like Ames and Waukee that are really successful, their numbers are big, and their swimmers, they don't just swim high school season. They put in a lot of time and effort in the off season because they love the sport. And so that's what I want to create here. Ankeny has a pretty good history, and I want to continue that, but I also want to try to further expand that and continue to grow the sport as well.
You have swimmers from both schools. Let's start doing some naming here. Who has really stood out to you in the early season?
Yeah, our team is pretty experienced. We're made up of a lot of juniors and seniors. I think seniors, Josie Parton and Anya Peck, have been off to a really good start. Anya's balancing cross country as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really good cross country runner, so her schedule is crazy. And Josie just got done with softball in July and then got back in the pool. But they're both captains and senior leaders for us. And then Sophie Loeffler is back. She's a junior. She took last year off. She's a really good soccer player, and she runs track as well. And so she's super busy, but excited to have her back. And then junior Gracie Lindemann, I'm super excited about. She's a really hard worker and has high goals for herself, and just has been off to a really good start too. But yeah, our team has a lot of talent and potential. It's not just those 4 that I mentioned. We got to continue to grow our depth in all of the events, because for varsity you have 3 people in every event, and just trying to get all 3 girls in every event doing it the best they can to help our team. So every person matters. Swimming kind of gets the rep of being an individual sport, but at the high school level and how duels are scored and stuff, it really takes everybody to be successful. And so I think we've learned that the first couple weeks, and the girls have swam different events, which has been fun, but we'll really start to dial in on their events they're going to swim towards the end of the year and try to build the strongest lineup possible moving forward.
Yeah, Gracie Lindemann, her dad's trying to juggle coaching and watch her swim. And you mentioned a softball and a soccer athlete, lots of juggling. Anya, Let's go back to the beginning of what we talked about. I mean, it's swimming itself is a major commitment. Throw in another sport or something else at the same time. What's that say about your athletes that they're able to do all that?
Yeah, it's impressive. It's very difficult, but I give them a lot of credit. They communicate with me. If they're not at practice, they're at something else, and then they're trying to make up my practice, or they're trying to make up the other practice they missed, and then they're trying to balance their life at school and their social life with their friends, and just being a kid. And so all of that combined it's challenging for sure. But I'm pretty fortunate to have a lot of girls who have high goals and expectations of themselves, and so they put in the work because they know it's going to pay off in the end. And so I just try to relate to them the best I can. I've been in their shoes. I was a multi-sport athlete myself, and so I'm very understanding, and I've tried to work with them. And I've really stressed just communication with me and their other coaches and whatever they've got going on. And so that's been important for them to do and learn, and they've done a really good job with that. So
state meet is in November. Between now and then, you talk about getting the girls dialed in. What's the immediate future and what's the long-term goal for the squad?
Yeah, it's cliche to say, but we just gotta keep working hard every day and try to get a little bit better each day. And the state meet is the second week in November in Marshalltown, and that'll come quick, And so every dual meet that we have is a chance for us to learn and get experience racing while we're sore and tired, and then hopefully by the end of the year when we rest up, we'll go really fast. But yeah, I think this program for the last 9 years has been top 10, and so that's kind of the expectation of this program. But we kind of have our sights set a little higher. We hopefully can get top 5 this year and have a lot of individual swimmers as well placed in the top 8 and top 16. So those are the A and B final is top 8 and B final is top 16. And so I know I have a lot of girls that not just making the state meet, but scoring points. The top 16 score points for the team. And then we'll put together 3 exciting relays as well that I think will have a chance to do really well. And so, yeah, it's easy to look to the end of the year and think about that, but really we just got to stay focused and trying to get better each day. And that's the main goal.
Goals are different, long-term and short-term. You got to have them all to kind of keep everybody motivated. All right, Dustin Rhodes, I appreciate you making time for us this week, and good luck the rest of the season, and hope you have a whole lot of swimmers in the pool there in Marshalltown in just a few short weeks.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, Dustin Rhodes, head swim coach for the Jaguars and the Hawks in the combined program. Our halftime show here on CISN continues after this.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic. It won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
New trucks are arriving daily during Schottenkirk Chevy's Truckload Kickoff event. Over 1,200 vehicles. WaukeeChevy.com. Inventory changes hourly. Don't see exactly what you want? Build, price, and order direct from the factory. To better serve you, we've doubled the size of our service department. We need more team members. Go to WaukeeChevy.com to see our job openings. The Truckload Kickoff event. Find new roads to Schottenkirk Waukee Chevy. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app.
75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
It's the DeArmond Ford Summer Sales Event. Ford F-150 XLT with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,750 rebate. Flex buy must trade for 95 or newer. Get 2.9% for 60 months on the new Ford Expedition, Explorer, and Edge with additional bonus cash offers. And the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E with 3.9% for 72 months plus $2,000 bonus cash plus 90 days, no payments. It's the Summer Sales Event at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Halftime here at Ankeny Stadium. The Jaguars have scored on a lot of possessions. There's not been a bunch. Only been 3 or 4, actually, and they've scored on 3 of them. 21-7. Cedar Falls struggled a little bit their first half of the second quarter, Tim Halber, but what did they do in that last drive before half?
I think they caught the Centennial defense playing a little more prevent. There's a lot of underneath coverage there. They got some first downs right down the middle of the field, so a little bit of concentration lapse there right before halftime to let Cedar Falls sneak back in and score with about 13 seconds to go.
Cedar Falls had made a change at quarterback on a series, and then they brought back Tate Hermanson, who played like a different quarterback.
Yeah, probably a little wake-up call. They adjusted a few things on there. They went wide out there. They kind of got away from the running game, so we'll see if that's something they want to do in the second half. Are they going to want to get the passing game going to get them back in the game?
Trenton Smith's been electric.
He has been. He only has 1 incompletion, only on a big rush there, but he has 3 touchdown passes. He's already to add on to a season. Very smart decision-making, no turnovers from there. Moving it down, keeping it short, keeping moving ahead of the sticks.
Eli Porter back after the fever last week. He, too, having a pretty good half.
Yeah, he's the difference maker. He gets out there on the outside. He can plant that foot, go upfield. So having that full complement of running backs does help Centennial quite a bit. And here's that touchdown run he had, for the third touchdown of the half.
All right, let's go down to Austin Oliver, who is with Cedar Falls head coach Brad Remmert. What do you know, Austin?
Coach Remmert, rough half there, but you got some things going in that last drive there and got a score. Talk to me about what we switched up on that last drive.
Well, we went a little tempo, had a little sense of urgency, which we have to have offensively. You look at it, it comes down to this. Too many long drives for Centennial. We didn't get off the field on third down. They converted. We got to get that shut down. Offensively, we have to string some plays together and keep our defense off the field. It's a simple formula. You got to go out and execute now.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. I appreciate your time.
Sounds simple, but can they do it? That's the question, Tim.
Yeah, because the offensive line for Centennial, the blocking backs, I'm seeing the tight end, I'm seeing the running backs blocking like the linemen are, springing for a lot of these plays. Saw there late in the second quarter there that the defensive line for Cedar Falls had their hands on their hips, getting tired from that onslaught of the offense. So getting him stopped is one thing to get off the field.
Centennial has run drives of 13, 8, 5, and 1 play right there before half, resulting in a Jackson 5-yard touchdown catch, a Langford 25-yard touchdown catch, Porter a 35-yard catch, and then Corbett a 5-yard catch for Cedar Falls. Taking a look at stats, 89 passing on 9 of 10 for the Tigers, rushing 28 for a total of 117. Hermanson tonight, 4 carries, -1 yard. Remmert, 6 carries, 4 yards. It's been Gertis, his 4 carries and 25, that's made it positive. On the passing side, 2 catches for Remmert for 22. Rowe, 2 for 28. And then 1 for Tate Bakula. For Centennial, 11 of 12 passing for 120 yards, rushing 15 carries for 109 yards, total of 229. Porter, 9 touches, 54 yards, 4 catches, 18 yards. Jackson, only 1 carry for 7, but 2 catches for 37 yards. Langford tonight, 4 catches, 58 yards. Langford's the guy, when you listen to Ryan Pizzetti earlier in the week, Tim, that kind of talked about, I think he had that quiet smile on his face of, yeah, by the way, this Langford guy, he's coming along for us just nicely.
Yeah, you lose fact that they got 3 good running backs there, in Morgan and Porter and Jackson. Then as Langford gets out there, he's sneaky quick. He plays that slot position. He can play wide. creates a mismatch out there, and he's quick. He runs great routes, and he's been helping move the chains quite a bit in this first half.
Half number 2 when we come back. Centennial leads Cedar Falls 21-7.
National sales event is going on all month long at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. DeArmondAuto.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Centennial 21, Cedar Falls 7. Other scores: Dowling leads Ankeny 28-7, Southeast Polk 42, Prairie nothing. Johnson leads Valley 21-7. City Iron Ames tied at 21. Pleasant Valley, the Spartans lead Liberty 28-7 in Bettendorf. 3 touchdowns better than Urbandale right now, 31-10. Here it's 21-7, Tim Halber. You heard Coach Remmert and Pizzetti. These two teams, this is the 5th time they've played in the last 4.5 years. 3rd time in 12 months. Anything's possible, right?
Coach Herbert talked about we have these wrinkles that we throw in. They like to throw these, they aren't trick plays, they are exotic plays. So see if that's something they want to do here in the 3rd quarter that gives another spark. They are 2 scores down in the kicking off to Centennial now. So it's always important how a team comes out of the locker room at halftime, who's made the best adjustments. Does Centennial keep doing the same thing they've been doing? Does Cedar Falls go more up-tempo to get more life back in this offense?
Ethan Beneke to tee things up for the Tigers, who come back out in their same uniforms of all white on the top with red numbers and the red pants. Beneke and his orange shoe kicks it high, end over end, taken at the 20-yard line on a short kick by Reed Anderson, who returns it about 5 yards to the 25, so it'll be the Centennial offense again. We've seen Braden Jackson, a little bit of J.J. Morgan. One attempt at Max Snyder. Haven't seen Shuddy get the ball yet. Who knows what can happen here in the second half. Langford, Shuddy, and Porter on the field. Snyder here to the near side.
The key will be to see if that Cedar Falls defensive line is making some adjustments to get more pressure on the quarterback.
In motion goes Langford. They fake the jet, go back the other way to Porter. Bulls his way forward before taken out of bounds by Chase Gilbert. Short gain of maybe 3.
Picks up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Running into the short side of the field.
After the motion came through there, a very hallmark of this offense.
The tendency for the defensive lineman is to jump that gap when the linemen pull, but can they get in the backfield fast enough to catch the running back?
Porter in motion before the snap, a whistle.
Campbell there was drawn by the motion. Give him another 5 yards. Just makes it a 2nd and 2. Or 2nd and 3.
21-7 our score, 11-18 to play here third quarter in a game that goes a long way to kind of sorting out some of the state. I think it's pretty obvious Southeast Polk and Dowling Catholic are two of the better teams. What we're finding right now is just maybe who is in that next echelon. Cedar Falls beat Johnston. Johnston's in that discussion. Cedar Falls lost to Prairie, who's getting thumped by Polk tonight. Porter gets to the outside. He's at the 40 and has a whole lot of green in front of him. Across midfield, pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Finally brought down by Tristan Folber.
Porter made a little move to the inside, took a shoulder fake. He just outran Coonrod, who was out there. Couldn't get a hand on. He's hit another gear. Take her downfield, getting that first down. That penalty created a short yardage situation that Centennial took advantage of.
Gain of 36 on the play. As we roll along, 10:48 to go. Jackson next to Smith in the backfield. Pass situation, throw down the far sideline. Wide open, Chase, Shuddy, and a score! 31 yards for the senior.
You called it right before half, guys. We haven't seen the ball to Shuddy yet. They went to the outside. Fake to Eli Porter. He went across the motion, took the safety over. Shuddy found the open guy in the left corner there, wide open for the touchdown.
Shuddy
Opening drive.
Untouched off the line, slipped right on past, not even a chip on him. And Coach Remmer's shaking his head. Dang it, Yeager. I should have listened to you.
Good coaching here from the booth.
27-7 pending the extra point, which is good by Ryan Bendazoo. 28-7 Jaguars lead here in the third quarter.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should.
4 touchdown passes tonight from Trenton Smith. He's found 4 different guys. Jackson, Langford, Porter, and now Shuddy. That kick taken at the 3-yard line by Chase Gilbert. He's at the 15-20. Wrapped up at the 25-yard line, brought down by Zachariah Howe. The Eagle Scout offers no surrender there. Austin Oliver. Get a little more relaxed down there, bud. It looks like you're, can I get you something? Maybe to drink, or what do you need?
Well, I was watching the Tigers get ready to come out for the half, and, I mean, there's not much to do in that locker room over there, but they were out pacing, ready to go. So I was kind of surprised at Centennial just being able to really drive that right down the field. I'll be interested to see how that offense looks right now. Coming in, Coach Rimmert seemed to think that little hurry up might do them some good, so we'll see what they can do.
Up 28-7, the Jaguars are. Though the Tigers had a nice drive in it. Now they go the reverse. They come back with Caden Smith, and he has got a whole lot of room. Little block out by the quarterback, Hermanson. Gets up to the 40-yard line before the tackle is made on that far sideline. Looks like number 6. Drake Dittmar, who we haven't heard from much tonight with the tackle.
One of those little mini exotic plays that they have out there to get some motion out there. They've got some quick outside receivers in Caden Smith, Darts, and Rowe that can they use them more on the outside, get some speed, get back in this game?
1st and 10 before the snap. A whistle. 15-yard pickup there on the reverse. False start by the Tigers. Have not seen Isaac Brule, and we've also seen more of Cale Woods out here at this cornerback position. Haven't seen Nate Christensen in quite a while. As we also see, Drake Dittmar. First and 15 now from the 37-yard line. 10:08. Play action. Hermanson looks left, now flush, throws off his back foot, caught, and no further because going to his knee was Ethan Beneke. This is not the NFL. You can't get up.
Getting flushed there, so they picked up 10 yards, bringing up 2nd and 10.
5 on the play for the 2nd and 10.
Seeing more here of Cale Woods here playing the right corner.
Two receivers to the top, one to the bottom. They go with a handoff to Remmert. And boy, he is just lassoed down in a hurry. Reed Anderson.
Bulldogged him down there in the backfield for no gain.
Also Mitchell Grider. I haven't said much about Mitchell tonight.
Remmert, the ball carrier, tackled by Zach Howe for the Jaguars. Loss of 1.
Bassett and Ethan Howe picking up quite a bit, so Grider's not having to do all the work, but they've been in the backfield quite a bit tonight, not getting any momentum to the Cedar Falls offense.
3 receivers to the near side for Hermanson. Has the screen, he gets flushed and goes down. Back at the 36-yard line, Isaiah Bassett.
That, unofficially, I have it now. That's his 4th tackle for a loss tonight, which is huge. Jason, the quarterback, not letting that thing develop. Looks like he's limping off a little bit because when he sacked the quarterback, sacked him, landed on him. So hopefully he's okay. Playing a great game.
Bassett sits there at the 40. Punting situation for Cedar Falls as Bassett goes back down to the turf. Maybe a possible cramp as they stretch out his left leg. We can step away for just a quick 30-second break. This is high school football from CISM.
Face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Bassett taken off on that play on his own power. The punt is away. It lands in front of, I think it's Snyder. Nope, that's Connor Welsh at the 25-yard line. No return on the play as the tackle for Cedar Falls comes by Drew Gertis, one of the captains on this team. 28-7, same score Dowling and Ankeny as the Hawks are trying to make something happen. Devin Akers scored a nice little play. Now, 31, is that 31 black or red, guys? I'm going to ask. 31 for black? Who went away on the stretcher?
31.
For
Centennial.
For Centennial,
yep.
Okay. So we found Nate Christensen on the sideline. Not been able to find Isaac Brule, who had significant time in that first game. Gain on that play of 4 for Centennial.
See if Centennial wants to go with the ground game here so they can move some time off the clock. They've been successful with short passing plays to help them move without exclusively relying on the run.
Smith to pass. Screen caught by, off Langford's hands. Colin Coonrod was there, kind of busting up that play, and a late penalty flag comes back down at the 26.
There's a late, something happened after the play, a slight shove.
That's going to be against Cedar Falls.
Sometimes you get a little frustrated to get out there, and then the guy runs by you, give him a little extra hand. Officials calling it early to keep it a clean game. So it's been a clean game. That many penalties. Both teams playing quite hard, but that personal foul penalty puts it up at the 44 of Centennial, another first down.
So big plays, Coach Remmert talked about, can't give up those big plays, but penalties haven't been their friend either. And now before the snap, timeout, Centennial at the 7:31 mark here to go in the third quarter. Jaguars up 28-7.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service
Centennial with the ball. 1st and 10 from the 44. 7.5 to play, third quarter. Handoff. Eli Porter goes backwards because he was chased down by Logan Rowe for Cedar Falls. Nice play by Logan.
Yeah, got off his block right away. One of the few times you've seen second and long for the Centennial offense, see how they want to handle if they want to get some yards back. That rush is coming through. Very active linebackers for Cedar Falls. Now is not the time to get greedy and make a mistake.
Loss of 8 on the play. Screen to Morgan. Caught at the 40, 45, spins away up to about midfield. It'll be short of the first down, but a great pickup there before he's brought down by Jarrett Keys at midfield.
Dickinson out there, so was Chase Shetty blocking out there, but he cut it back. He saw opening in the middle of the field, took it up. Picked up 15 yards on that play to make it a 3rd and 5. That little bubble screen in the middle there has been open.
Yeah, a lot of times I was kind of mentally waiting to see what you would say on that. Pick up a 14 on that screen. So is Cedar Falls over pursuing on something? Is that why the screen is there?
Yep.
Play action, and they go Porter over the top. He changes gear, gets a great block from Langford, and bulls his way forward before Caleb Whelan takes him out at about the 30. The Smith to Porter combination has been open all night. Here's the replay. Just the fake handoff.
There's that human utility knife. Lawson Langford out there getting a block where he doesn't get the ball, but adds another 5 yards to the game. I think on those bubble screens that the linemen are influencing outside, and then the defense spreads sideways, creating more gaps, and there's a cutback lane for that receiver to take it upfield instead of trying to bounce it to the outside.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Before the snap whistle, timeout Centennial as they were down to just a second on that play clock. 5:58 to play here in the third quarter. Centennial 28, Cedar Falls 7.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today.
Try to make sense of some things here, Tim. Prairie trails Southeast Polk 42-6 now as Prairie just scored. Prairie beat this Cedar Falls team to open the season. Porter gets the handoff and puts his head down and gets close to the 25, but man, he runs right into the back of one of his linemen. That's Lucas Jurovic is down on the turf. So Cedar Falls loses to Prairie. Prairie goes and gets beat by Southeast Polk. Okay. And then the Jaguars in control of Cedar Falls right now. It's not over yet, 28-7. Ankeny playing Dowling a little closer than I think some thought that would be.
Yep.
I still think Southeast Polk is the best team in 5A that we've seen this year.
Of the few games we saw, yes, I think that they are heads and above. They have the tools. They have the skill players that can go out and play. Dowling is close. We haven't seen teams like Bettendorf play. Pleasant Valley's up there. I'm looking at some of the other ranked teams. I haven't seen a Linmar score yet, but they're up there. You know, Linmar 3, Bettendorf is at 5. So some of those teams are out east we haven't seen, so we'll see how good they are. But Southeast Polk seems to have the tools on both sides.
We'll see Iowa City Liberty later this season. They are playing Pleasant Valley. We'll see Liberty when actually Cedar Falls will see Liberty next week. And we'll see Liberty here against Ankeny on October 6th. 2nd and 6 for Centennial. Morgan gets the call, tries to sidestep his way forward, doesn't get much further. Blaine Sandquist couldn't do much to help him there.
Nice job by Colin, sitting the edge there, the end coming in. Looked like Boningkamp coming in, that was Campbell sealed the end as well and not letting him get outside. That little mini jet sweep that they have with Morgan. To see if they put it up in the air here on a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 6.
Under 5 minutes to play in the quarter. Smith, pressured, throws nearly. A great catch by Max Snyder, comes back for it at the 23. Couldn't get it there on coverage was Colin Coonrod for the Tigers.
When the few complete passes we've seen Trenton throw. So now you've got 4th. They're in that nowhere's land. It's a little too far for a field goal. You don't want to punt. You don't have much field for a punt, so going for it on 4th down, the ball on the 27.
4:46 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Jaguars in that spot, like Tim mentioned, kind of in that gotta-go-for-it zone. Smith with time, throws it into the back. Downfield, and it's up for grabs. Caught Chase Shoddy. He's going to have a pass interference called in his favor and still catches a touchdown.
There's Shoddy there. Only 2 catches tonight, both in that same corner of the end zone. I think he owns that real estate there on the southeast corner of the end zone. He got free again. They're not even chucking him at the line. He turns around, goes up for it. That was basketball skills. He just out-jumped, out-caught, both feet down, touchdown.
Got over Chase Gilbert on that play. And the Jaguars called for a penalty, so it'll be a little harder kick for Ryan Bendazoo. It'll now be a 25-yard extra point instead of a 20. Kick is up and good. Ryan Bendezu makes it 35-7. Centennial with 4:38 to play here in the third quarter. This is high school football on CISN.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
They're about to score. Oh, they did. I'm eating a cookie. Forgive me. Tim, your wife made these cookies.
Yes.
Happy anniversary last week, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Was that her gift to us to keep you away on a Friday night?
Yeah, she is so happy you guys put up with me that I'll make them whatever. I've never met these guys, but please give them cookies.
We appreciate it. Thank you. Jaguars have scored 5 times tonight, all on pass plays. And it's going to be downed. Oh, that is tough for Cedar Falls because they're going to start inside their own 10. All right, Austin Oliver, you've seen it's an air raid offense, right? The Jaguars.
It's pretty amazing, completely surprising. But I think it's all working off that pass, the running game, and being able to run and play action off of those running games, and being able to have receivers that are wide open. They're just running it to a T right now. Pretty impressive.
Austin, you might know somebody that maybe coaches tight ends at the next level. How's Chase Shuddy? You're going to have to ask somebody you know about what does he think of Shuddy's performance.
I could definitely touch base with that for sure. But, yeah, he's looking really, really good tonight. You called out his name at halftime, and 2 touchdowns here in the second half. By the way, there's cookies up there?
Golly, geez, I think we're out.
Oh, okay.
Golly, I think
Just
we made it through, Austin. Thank you. All
right.
We'll have some for you in the postgame. We'll save them. All right.
8.
Gain of 2 for Cedar Falls on that play. This clock moves around 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Dowling has now just gone final on Ankeny, and that final is 35-14 as the Maroons score late. Make it a 3-score game. That one pretty close. Nice pass play, and it is going to be nearly intercepted, intended for Rowe. And Chase Kluver was there. Almost came up with the INT.
He had the position. He had the inside position, guarding him quite well. A little bit underthrown. New quarterback coming in, or Leighton Wolf coming back in at quarterback. Trying to find something deep.
Wolf, they went to on the one drive in the second quarter, and then they brought back in Hermanson. And after that, things went a little bit better. Now, I look on that far sideline. They're all watching TV for Cedar Falls. That's what you can do now in-game is look at video from that game. Wolf throws. Oh, nearly grabbed. Oh, boy, that would have been pretty.
That was almost a one-hand grab there by Corbett.
Corbett there with the big paw. Instead, it'll be 4th down, and the punt team will have to come back on for Cedar Falls.
These 3 and outs, these quick outs, the defense is staying fairly fresh, so they can go there and really attack the Cedar Falls offense. And this is going to end up a great field positioning because the punt return team is on the inside of the 50.
JT Annenson puts a little pressure on up the middle as the fair catch is caught. Is called for by Del Wisak. And that is where Centennial will take over on the punt at the 40-yard line of Cedar Falls. So field position has just gotten better and better for the Jaguars as this game has wore on.
The last series, Jurkovic, I should say, was on. Came up limping a little bit. He is still on the sideline, looking at his knee or his ankle getting attended to. So we may not see him back in in this series. Drew Shaden is in for his position.
1st and 10 for Centennial. Smith to Langford, caught at the 32, and then nice little Z move before he's wrestled down by Caleb Wheelan. But not until it's a first down.
A lot of the play calls tonight, they've been passing on first down. I would not have said that's, the MO of a Centennial offense. They always like to run the ball and run misdirection. But, they've been passing quite a bit. I wonder how many of these passes were on first down. But the result is either a sizable gain or a first down like this last play.
Smith with time, caught. Chase Shuddy. Oh, sorry, I'm used to seeing him in the end zone. That's the way that's gone.
As a tight end, he also lines up wide on the right side. Moving him around, they can't lock in on him. Big target.
2nd and 1. After this play, we'll go to Austin Oliver. He can help fill us in a little bit on the video games that are going on that far sideline. 3:03 left to play. Screen goes the other way. It's caught by Porter. He's the first down. He makes his way towards the end zone. He's going to escape, slither out, and another touchdown through the air for Centennial.
Good blocking on the outside there. 55, you also have 22, you got Langford down there. There's also was an influence block by Shuddy on the linebacker. Gertis picked him up. He did a little block there. That leaves a lot wide open for Porter to get the touchdown.
Ryan Bendezu on to attempt the extra point for the Jaguars at the 2:55 mark. The extra point is up and good. 42-7 when we return. We'll give you more of this third quarter as the Jaguars start to put some distance on this one.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service.
Let's go down to Austin Oliver down for this report as we wait for Duax to tee it up. Austin, what's going on over there with Cedar Falls?
Well, as technology has become a bigger part of the game in the pros and in the college, it's actually trickled down to the high school level here too. So after every drive, every set of drives, every set of plays, the Cedar Falls group pretty much meets up, setting up on a TV. They've got the coaches set up with running through the plays that were in that last drive to review them and see what they can fix up or do better for next time, or what they can use as their strength as well. So they have a little meeting there, run through those plays, and then get back on the field.
Well, it's that offense has had very little, or the defense has had very little time to review what's not working, because the offense has been 3 and out on a few too many times here in the third quarter. 21 third quarter points. Hermanson back in there at quarterback. He'll keep it after the fake. Go far sideline for a pickup of maybe 4 before he runs out of bounds. Thanks to Connor Welch makes the stop.
Keep it 4 on the play. 2nd and 6.
Cedar Falls with it. As we approach 90 seconds left, Hermanson gives it to Remmert. Makes a cutback, tried to shake Kluver, but he couldn't. Got near the 39-yard line. It'll be a yard short of the first down.
Nice open field tackle by Kluver coming in there, keeping it to. What that does is now it makes a third down instead of giving a first down. I think Cedar Falls will be happy to get a first down, new set of downs to keep the drive going, so they'll probably bring in a heavier package to either run the ball.
Third and 1. Big play here for Cedar Falls. Get a little momentum as the clock does move as we're at the 35-point threshold here for continuous clock. Hermanson to pass. Throws it. He's got Rowe. His man fell down, and then Rowe drops the ball. I think it was a little too far out in front. It'll be fourth down, and now if you're Cedar Falls, you're going to go for it. Cedar Falls next week will be home with the Iowa City Liberty, then Linmar, at PV, at Dubuque Senior, Kennedy, and then at Davenport West. They have a pretty tough schedule yet ahead.
That they do. Linmar's ranked, Liberty's ranked, so they've.
Jaguars next week, they have a challenging game. Southeast Polk, from what I've heard, is pretty good. On fourth down, it's going to be a run for the big guy, Drew Gertis, on 4th and 1. He just absolutely leveled everybody in his way to end the third quarter. We'll go to break on this replay.
I think it made his own hole going through there.
46 yards for number 46, the fourth quarter.
There was a seal block there by Jacob Peters, the big Nebraska recruit, so that created the hole. I could have ran through.
The fourth quarter when we come back here to this Ankeny Stadium.
National sales event is going on all month long at Diarmid Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at Diarmid Automotive Knoxville. DiarmidAuto.com.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west.
Drew Gertis just ran for about half of Cedar Falls' rushing yards. They have 94 yards, 46 game on one play. Gertis tonight, 5 carries, 71 yards. First down and 10 for the Tigers. Handoff Remmert. He had a tough go trying to get to the outside. One little story here about Cedar Falls and their running back. We kind of talked about just briefly in the open. No Drake Gelhaus. This is a guy, 1,400 yards last year. He's been hurt. Coaches are just hoping he will return. When you don't have that 1,400-yard back and you have a guy that's never played running back, good athlete, it's a challenge.
It's just about timing, picking your holes, following your blocks. There's quite a technique to it.
Hermanson throws, caught by Rowe at the 12, gets down to about the 10 before Drake Dittmar makes the stop.
We're seeing a spread offense out there. Footman's back in there basically as the blocking fullback. Brings up a 3rd and 1 if they want to bring heavy. Gertis is back in at running back.
21 points in that third quarter made all the difference for Centennial in this one. 42-7 is our score here in the fourth quarter. Handoff Gertis, left side, puts his head down, drags, keeps moving, keeps rolling, gets to the 2, to the 1, and he'll be a yard short of a score.
Number 6, Drake Dittmar, and
they bring out Beneke out there as a tight end to block in motion, running behind Peters and Best. You know, a 265-pound tackle and a 310-pound guard. I'd run behind those two, so that's been very effective part of the offensive line. They are big and they're mobile, but when you're behind the points like this.
Hermanson under center on 1st and goal. Toss sweep, and it falls to Gertis, who now goes backwards all the way back to the 11-yard line. There first, Connor Welch. Reed Anderson there as well for the Jaguars. And what has been a rough night for Cedar Falls just got tougher.
Looks like he was under center. He might have got, the center step back and might have caught his foot, and that's what usually what happens.
That's exactly what it was.
Yep, and then Welsh has the key on the tailback on Gertis. That's his man, so he shot across the line to shadow him, and he was there when, almost turned the ball over.
1st and goal from the 11 now. Remmert out of motion, empty backfield. Hermanson flushed, throws short. No way for Caden Smith to come back to that one. Hermanson he was facing pressure from Anderson.
Greider was in there just to say hello.
Oh, that was Greider. 9, not 8.
Number 9, Mitchell Greider.
Could you pick a star of the defensive side of the ball tonight for Centennial? They've just not been on the field that long.
Yeah.
But clearly they've played good defense. Third and goal from the 11. Hermanson throws to the end zone. Rowe creates space again. He's going to be probably called for pass interference there. Trying to create space.
Yep, you see basketball players do that a lot. Where they're going for a rebound. They're going to get the ball. They'll stick their hand out to create some space. But he's getting just a little bit of a push there, which is creating the offensive pass interference, if that's what they call it. Defensive pass interference.
Ball placed just outside the 5-yard line. Still 3rd down.
Thrown to that back pylon, so it'll be... They're calling defensive pass interference.
Yeah. Gertis in the backfield. I wouldn't be surprised they want to run the ball again.
3rd and goal from the 5. Hermanson runs. Near side, cuts it back into the end zone, goes into the... past the goal line for a touchdown, untouched.
The ball carrier takes it in for the Tiger touchdown.
Yeah, they got Footman back there, Gertis in there. They're a little heavy package, bring the tight end. It brings out everything's on the left-hand side there, which I said that's where Peters and Best are, so... That's a lot of meat in the hoof out there to stop, so Hermanson takes it in by himself.
Tigers will go for 2 here. Hermanson with 2 receivers left. Throw intercepted and cannot be returned. Cole Pieper picked it off in the end zone to stop that score. It remains a Jaguar dominant performance. Centennial leads 42-13 with 8:05 to play in the game.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Spring will be here soon, and our selection of patio furniture is fantastic, but it won't be that way forever. If you want to get furniture for your deck this summer, come see us now. All the best brands and the best selection. And if you want a special order for this summer, we still have time to do that. Come see us now, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
On kick for the Tigers, number 84, Ethan Fenke.
Centennial tonight. Rolling. 399 yards of offense, 251 passing, 148 rushing. Cedar Falls made it a little closer in the statistical department on that last drive. That ended in a Tate Hermanson touchdown as the Kickoff returns taken by Braden Jackson. Spins his way through like a top up across to the 42-yard line. Great return by Braden Jackson, who every time he touches the ball, it gets more and more magical.
Yeah, he had a little sliver there, took it up. Usually you tried not to lose the ball, but he took it upfield, picked up about 15 yards, little spin move there. So that gives them great field position for the offense. Settle down there. They got about 57 yards to the goal line.
Austin, what'd you think of that run by Gertis on that play?
Well, I can't believe he isn't in there more. I know that on that little sweep play that they ran to him with the fumble was kind of unfortunate. I thought they'd go right up the middle again with him, but nice look by him running that ball.
Centennial now, under 8 minutes to play. 42-13 is our score. Still Trenton Smith in there. We'll see what we do for rotating in some other players. Penalty flag comes down after the catch is made on the far sideline by Centennial. Catching it was Max Snyder for his second grab of the game.
Not sure if they had enough people on the line. Yep. Someone wasn't covered, so they were an ineligible receiver on the outside. Happens often when you do run the spread offense that someone needs to make someone step on the line, then the next person to step off, so you have eligible receivers on the outside, so someone came off that way.
Next week, the Jaguars go to Southeast Polk, and then they're back with a game against Des Moines East, and then Dowling in consecutive weeks at Roosevelt, and then close out the regular season home slate with a game against Waukee Northwest before going to Urbandale to end the year. That's your schedule. 1st and 15, Braden Jackson gets the call. And Keys wraps up first, and finishing off is Nolan Plaguey before the whistle. Let's get Caleb Wieland in there as well for the Tigers.
Number 20, Nolan Plaguey.
Picks up the penalty yardage.
Picking up 6 on the play, brings up 2nd and 9.
But the starters are still out there. I think the offense had to get one good last drive. They got the lead there. The clock is running. They can really take some time off the clock here and get a couple more first downs.
In fact, Centennial, they're going to have to hustle to get this play off as the play clock down to 8. Smith gives it to Morgan around the right side, and he's brought down by the ankles by Drew Gertis.
You have to be one tired gentleman. The one thing we're looking at some players of the game, this offensive line for Centennial, really everybody that's been in there, the blocking, include the tight end, the running backs, but that defensive line, we talked about, Bonenkamp and Campbell and Gertis really have been quiet talking about any of the defensive line for making big plays or getting the backfield. They're there, but they've been able to contain them, not letting them take over the game.
3rd and 10. Morgan gets up about 5 yards before Rowe and Coonrod wrap up for the tackle. So Centennial burns a little bit of clock, and they'll bring the punt team on.
Normally, their punter is Bassett, but he had got hurt on that series while back.
That's right. So it would be Ryan Bendizu, and this is the first time we've seen him all night.
Yes.
Kick is nearly blocked. Rushed, though. Takes a Cedar Falls bounce before it's downed by heads-up play. Looks like that was Gavin Matheny.
Down on the 32-yard line.
Next week on CISN, we'll have the homecoming game for the Ankeny Hawks. The Johnston Dragons come to Ankeny Stadium, and at last check, Johnston has knocked off Valley 21-9. Everything's gone final on this side of the state. Dowling over Ankeny. Homecoming already next week. We will have a little different pregame show next week as a handoff goes for Cedar Falls. That is a new running. I was like, wait a minute, that's 38.
Looks
and
like Ben
that
Backus.
is Ben Backus.
First carry of the night. Junior running back.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 from the 36. Wolf moves his player. Now it's again Backus. Toss sweep. Left side gets past the defense and gets the first down. He gets by a couple of Jaguar players and then a slow get up by Reed Anderson. That'll be one of those he needs the ice bath for.
Yes. New tight end there, Kai Smith for Cedar Falls coming in there, lining up there on the left side as a blocking tight end, helping to spring that.
First down for Cedar Falls from their 47-yard line on the north side of the field. Under center, Wolf. Play action. Looks to throw, does, and then dropped right away. Catch is made by Corin Footman and then Reed Anderson, right?
Reed, yep.
And look at him hobble.
Reed Anderson for the Jaguars.
He is going to feel that tomorrow.
Yep.
Play, 2nd and 10.
Watched his dad play that same position at Wartburg for several years.
And now his dad is the co-defensive coordinator. Wolf the toss to Backus. Gets across midfield and maybe to the 45 and no further before Woods makes the stop. I've talked to a lot of coaches over the years that they're coaching their children, and I go, what's that relationship like? What's the conversation like? When can you talk about your sport? Is there an off time? Is it only in the car, not in the car? And every family's different. Backus again, and he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Houston loose.
Lost a couple there, bringing up a 4th down.
This could be Cedar Falls' last offensive play. It's 4th down and 3 yards to go.
A lot of backups there in the defense, and then they're playing the same style of defense, playing attacking, making tackles, getting across the line of scrimmage and making first contact.
Carlos Blount is out there. I think Augustine Doe I saw. Backus, toss sweep, has the first down and then some. Gets inside the 30 before he's tackled by the Jaguars, Sam Stillmunkus.
Blount, true freshman. Carlos Blount out there.
Into the game for Centennial now is Cade Muring, the sophomore.
If the Blount name sounds familiar, if you are a Steelers fan, it is of the same family.
Backus again cuts back in and is, whoa, Blount. Holy cow. Do you get the sense we're going to see more of him before the year is through?
Yes, I think he's just getting used to the speed of the game, but I think that's what we're going to see.
Look at him. He is fired up.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see him play. We did not see him against Ankeny the last time we had Centennial.
Good time for these young guys to get some playing time.
Behind Wolf is Shaw. And they go with Shaw underneath. Blount the tackle. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for Blount in practice. As the Centennial student section makes their way out of the stadium, they're going to try to get over to create a little bit of a tunnel for their team. Next year, they'll be able to just go up the north side. A little easier walk for them. 30 seconds to go in the contest. Wolf, toss sweep, Backus again. Backus spins his way through. inside the 10 and the 5, down to about the 4.
Could be a first. Yep, moves the change, but the clock will, once it's set, it will go.
Loose maybe was one of those tacklers. Also in there is Cade Nearing again, and that is going to be it. Cedar Falls is going to run into the buzzsaw called the Centennial Jaguars tonight. Centennial with a 42-13 win, dominating performance for the boys in black, silver, and white. They'll shake hands. We'll sort things out. We'll figure out who to talk to in the post-game show and get you on your Friday night before the Hawkeyes and Cyclones play tomorrow. We'll talk about that game and more.
Right.
When we come back, our post-game show on CISN comes your way right after this.
Let's face it, it's Iowa and it's hot and humid. Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto Pros. Some of us are going to get in our blazing hot vehicle and the air is not going to cool us down. When that happens, I have same-day AC service appointments at the ready. We can pick up your car, drop it off, shuttle you home, or even help you get a rental car. And all of our AC repairs come with our lifetime parts and labor guarantee. If you're having problems with your AC, give us a call or scan the QR code to schedule your appointment today. For the best, head west, Westside Auto Pros.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Sales event is going on all month long at Diamond Automotive Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Turbo Max with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Must trade 09 or newer. Must own or lease 09 or newer Chevrolet. New Sierra 1500s with 2.9% for 60 months. Available on all trends. New Jeep Gladiator with up to $7,000 off MSRP. And new Ram 1500s with up to $11,000 off MSRP. Every vehicle is tagged with one low price at Diamond Automotive Knoxville. DiarmandAuto.com.
Jaguars are excited. They're running off the field, but not before Austin Oliver gets to talk to a couple of them. Go ahead.
Coach, down here with Coach. One punt tonight. There's a lot of other statistics are really good tonight, but I think that's got to be one you got to be pretty proud of.
You know what? We couldn't be happier the way we executed offensively, defensively. We stood strong against a very good team. We couldn't imagine us playing at this level, but we did. We're excited for our kids, and we're excited to move forward.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're going to talk to Isaiah Bassett. Isaiah, good game from you. I think you had 4 tackles for loss. Talk to me a little bit about that defensive kind of front you guys put up tonight.
I think we just, we came off a game from our first game, Ankeny, close game. We messed up. So I think we just took that loss that we had and just put it into this game, man. We were mad. We were upset. We wanted to show these guys, hey, we're Ankeny Centennial. We're a team. We're someone to be scared of. So we just put that in the front four. We attacked the ball. Our linebackers, they did good. They filled. They did everything they needed to. And I think that just the momentum from us and just like the anger that we felt from losing our first game is just what helped us get to the quarterback.
Now, Isaiah, you're also the punter, right?
Yes,
didn't have to punt tonight.
No, sir.
You had 1 punt, so you got a little bit of a break from that tonight.
Yes, I do punt. I, try to be pretty good at it. But, I was cramping up a little bit, so I didn't want to shank the punt, give them a play. So I had the other punter going, but
very good. All right, thanks, Isaiah.
Yep.
Finish it up here with Trenton Smith. Trenton, I'm not sure in its statistics. They may be able to pipe me in here too, but I think it was 5 touchdowns tonight.
18 to 21 passing.
18 to 21 passing.
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns for you tonight. 251 for yardage. They were just telling me over the speaker here. Just tell me about that performance tonight for you.
Yeah, man, I kind of give all the credit to my O-line and my backs and receivers. I don't think we had a rushing touchdown tonight, so I give the credit to them. I just try to get them the ball and let them make plays, and that's really all it is.
Yeah, I think the running, though, was what kind of set up the passes. You got those touchdowns. That play action that you got towards the end just really had Cedar Falls on skates the whole night. So talk to me a little bit about that play action.
Yeah, all week we were kind of focused on having balance, running the ball and then countering off that with the pass. So I think if we can do that consistently every week, we're one of the best teams in the state.
All right, appreciate your time, sir. Back up to you guys.
All right, Austin Albert, thank you. And, we just finished the last chocolate chip cookie. Golly darn, sorry about that. Come on up, we'll have that. All right, Trenton Smith tonight, you heard us, 18 to 21 passing, 251 yards, 6 touchdown passes. He doubles what he had for the whole season over 2 games. He had 5 coming into tonight through 6. Braden Jackson, a 5-yard catch. Langford, 25. Porter, 35-yard catch. Then Shuddy had touchdown catches of 31 and 27, and then Porter another one for 20 yards. A 21-point third quarter en route to a 42-13. Do I dare say dominant performance from Centennial tonight?
It was for the very beginning. They drove the ball down there. They stopped him. You talk about balance. 21 passes, 24 rushes tonight for that offense. They did an outstanding job. So they did find it passing a lot on first down, being consistent. And he's a high completion quarterback. He was at 70-some%. That's just going up. So great performance all around by the offense and the defense. Closing down really is a very potent Cedar Falls offense.
Watching that first game and talking to people in the community after that first game against Ankeny, there was a lot of hand-wringing about this offense. Then the word starts to come out that, Coach Pizzetti, Coach Ryan says, we worked on some things. We've evolved. We've communicated better on some things. Let's also give a little bit of insight, pull behind the curtain. You think Adam Booth and Ryan have had a little time to get to know each other a little bit better and offer some suggestions? I mean, Centennial has had a long DNA of running a certain style of offense. Mm-hmm. I don't remember this many screens over the years. That was very reminiscent of what we saw for the Hawks when Adam Booth was the offensive coordinator there. I'm not saying that's the only case, but maybe that discussion is entered.
No, I think it's very true. I think as players learn to play together, I think coaches have to learn to coach together. There's a style, there's a tempo, there's things you want to do. I like seeing that they're opening up a little bit more on first down, but not taking big risks, but they're taking high percentage plays to move the ball down the field. It does open up their running game, makes that defense go back on their heels a lot more. And they played this way the first half against Ankeny Hawks. They had a dominant performance there. So they're getting some wrinkles out there. They're 2-1 right now. I'm going to see them, in the rankings next week.
Cedar Falls tonight, 105 yards passing, 156 rushing, total of 261. Centennial clears the 400-yard threshold, 251 passing, 158-yard rushing. Porter tonight, 13 carries, 89 yards. Talked about his running north-south. He seemed to, as you said, plant his foot and take off.
Yeah, very decisive runner. You see that in the better ones. Waiting for the blocks to develop out there. He sees that there's wait. He doesn't need a 5-yard hole to run through. He needs about 2 feet, and he's gone. And he does pick up positive yards when he does that, running with his shoulders down.
My thanks to Centennial activity staff. I see them working right next to us. Nate and Blake, thanks to the Parents Committee for Centennial, Sandy and John Pieper. Thanks to you for listening tonight. Jaguars go on the road to a very tough task in Southeast Polk next week. Cedar Falls will be at home with Liberty. We will be here from Ankeny Stadium. The Ankeny Hawks have homecoming against Johnston, a very good Johnston team, and the Hawks tonight drop another one, so they're 1-2, and we'll have Johnston 2-1. Kickoff around 7 o'clock for Tim, Austin, for Jeff, and Reese, and Randy, and Luke. I'm Paul. Thanks for watching. Centennial wins tonight, 42-13. Good night from Ankeny Stadium.